everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Dosage podcast. No, nothing. All right. What's up, Trevor? What's up, Lana? Live in studio here. I was waiting for one of them to have a remark or something. Lana with us, Trevor with us tonight. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Whoa. She said, God.
I know. It's bad. I sound like I don't know, super deep voice.
It's something. It's something. It's like me several episodes back now, where I'd lost mine. And Trevor, how you doing?
Doing good.
One half of the voice of the NOW podcast. Hey, we're rivals, but we're coming together here tonight. How's that going to work?
Even rivals can put their differences aside.
It's true. All for a good show. But yes, if you guys like wrestling, speaking of Trevor, give him a chance on Sundays. Most Sundays, unless there's a pay-per-view or something going on, he is one half of the NOW podcast. That is, of course, the Nerds of Wrestling podcast. If you like wrestling, check them out. Him and Cody put on a great show when they do the show on Sundays, when they can. Again, I preface that because there's a lot of things happening on Sunday nights, like pay-per-views, so they have to reschedule. Anyways, we're here tonight to discuss the year 2014 in gaming. This is our 129th episode of the Dosage podcast now, a show that began back in October of 2017. Good God. Almost 4 years of doing this show in various formats and forms and cast members and crew. It's been a long journey, but we are here together tonight, and I thank my co-hosts for being here with me for this. But let's paint the picture, shall we? 2014. I was 29. Lana?
Yeah, 29.
Trevor?
34.
34! That's a good one.
I'm old.
I mean, you're only a couple of years older than us, so that's okay. Well, here's the things that are notable that happened to paint the picture of 2014. Oddly, that was 7 years ago already. That's hard to believe. It does not feel like that long ago, but we're recording this in 2021, and it was 7 years ago. Thunderbird, what's going on? Finally got your Twitch to work. What was wrong with it? And of course, you guys want to chat in, you can. We do these on Tuesday nights on twitch.tv/DoseOfNerdAcumen. If you're listening to this on a later date, or on Google, Apple, or Spotify, we do have a video version of this available, archived on our YouTube channel. Dose of Nerd Acumen is the channel. 2014, though, 2K Games discontinued the MLB 2K series. PlayStation Now, a cloud streaming service from Sony, was announced. Still not great, in my opinion, but it's improved. Microsoft acquired the Gears of War franchise from Epic Games. Irrational Games, the creator of BioShock, was shut down. Project Morpheus, a virtual reality initiative from Sony for the PS4, is announced. Oculus VR was acquired by Facebook for $2 billion. That's a lot. Nintendo discontinued the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection servers for Wii and DS games. Electronic Arts launched a subscription video game service called EA Access for the Xbox One, which is a fantastic service that got bundled into Game Pass now for a affordable bundle. If you don't have that service yet, you really should.
You just made the list!
If you have an Xbox. Batman with the resub times 25. You just made the list. Thank you so much for that sub. You got yourself an entry towards a controller giveaway from us, from Design Lab. So if you want to be a part of that, a sub, you can do so for free with Amazon Prime. Wow. You could lick it. You could link it, rather. Let's not lick things. We would get banned from Twitch if we're doing that on the show. Oh, actually, we wouldn't, because I see those ASMR people like licking the microphones. It's like ear licking streams. Have you seen those? So we probably wouldn't.
What Twitches are you watching that comes up on your page?
Wait, you've never heard of this? They're always the featured like Twitch peoples.
Oh, see, maybe that's why, because I don't look. I just automatically go in and click on your stream. I don't like.
No, when you first launch Twitch, they always have featured channels. There's always one that is featured that has those ear microphones, and some lady in a bikini is always licking the ears.
That's amazing. Hey,
Yeah.
get it, girl. Whatever. Get that money.
And they are. I don't know. Like, if that's your thing to for like 4 hours, like, man, I don't know. I guess it doesn't do it for me, but hey, somebody, it's working for somebody.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that's a thing. I'll show you sometime. Ty from the couch says hello. Yeah, Ty is our guest that is always here. He won't leave the studio, but that's okay. Where was I? You got me off balance now with the licking. Twitch. Speaking of Twitch, Twitch was acquired by Amazon.com for $970 million. Interesting thing to note, too, this was like, back in 2014 was like the big rise of people starting to flock to Twitch as a prominent, obviously, platform for this kind of content. You just made the list! Rated with the resub times 23. Thank you so much for that. That's incredible. Man, 23. It's almost 2 whole years. Interesting thing to note, because of a lot of things happening on this platform over the years, and especially as of late, a lot of people are taking a stand against this platform, and are actually some of the most notable streamers on the platform are migrating back to YouTube as a main live streaming platform. So that'll be interesting to see. Thank you for the host, Rated. Nintendo announced the new Nintendo 3DS XL. Speaking of controversy, in 2014, the Gamergate controversy came to public attention due to the introduction of the Gamergate hashtag. I don't know if you guys remember that or are familiar with that.
Oh, yeah.
Trevor?
Sounds familiar. I just don't remember offhand.
It's similar to like some of the stuff that's happening right now with the Day Off Twitch that occurred recently, and a lot of other things. Basically, anti-bullying, anti-harassment. A lot of it obviously directed towards females, and then obviously ethnicity, and various things like that. Discrimination, basically, is the best way to describe it.
Well, and they didn't just discriminate. They weren't just mean. They doxed them and their parents' house and their family's houses.
That's still happening.
What they were, yeah.
That's among the things that are happening. Thank you for the hosts, Thunder and Ty. So I mean, it's like, I don't want to like brush it off and say it's the internet.
The following announcement
but
has been
like,
paid for by
thank you for the host, Batman. But at the same time, it's like, this stuff is not new. This stuff has been happening. People were just finally like taking a stand and getting louder with, boycotting these platforms. So, I don't know. That is obviously a topic for a whole show in itself someday. And our final fact for 2014, many other things happened, but these are notable. Microsoft Studios acquired Minecraft developer Mojang, how do you say it, Mahjong?
Mahjong.
For $2.5 billion. They got their money back on that investment. Easily. Let's kick things off with honorable mentions. I have a large list. I'll start off the circle since I'm talking and just get this done with. Here are my honorary mentions. Obviously, there are a ton of games that came out this year. We're not going to name them all. We're going to provide you with our top 10 list and then honorary mentions. Don't judge me on mine. Or feel free to please judge me. I don't know. Chat in. Let me know what you think. Assassin's Creed Liberation HD, Halo, Spartan Assault, Fable, Anniversary, Outlast, Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, Dark Souls 2, Titanfall, Final Fantasy XX2 HD Remaster, Metal Gear Solid V, aka 5, Ground Zeroes, Among the Sleep, Tomodachi Life, The Last of Us Remastered. I'm going to get some booze for some of these. Five Nights at Freddy's, PT. I know it's a demo, but I had to add this because it's a notable topic for that year. Infamous First Light, The Sims 4, Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS, Alien Isolation, The Evil Within, Bayonetta 2, Fantasy Life, which is a 3DS game, and I highly recommend it if you have a 3DS. WWE 2K15, Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, Dragon Age Inquisition, Little Big Planet 3, Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5 Remix, and Destiny. Now you're probably like, what the hell is in his top 10? We'll find out soon. Who would like to go next for their honorary mention or mentions?
I'll go. I have in my honorable mentions PT, obviously. Even though I hated it, it was still not bad. Tamagotchi Life, Tropical 5, Assassin's Creed Unity because of the creepy face glitching, and Borderlands, the pre-sequel, and Destiny because it was fun at first, but then it got super monotonous and super boring.
Yeah, that grind for loot was not rewarding.
Yeah, I just couldn't do it anymore. But it was fun at first. You know, we had a blast with it when it first came out, so I had to mention it at least. That's it. Those are my honorable mentions.
I only have one, and it's Dust and Elysian Tale.
I've never played that. Was it all right?
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I mean, it was a PlayStation Plus game, and I was like, oh, it's free. I'll try it. And I liked it. I don't think I ever beat it, but I got pretty far in it. Something else came out that I wanted to start.
I was going to say that happens all too often when something comes out, something else gets shoved to the shoved. I can't talk tonight. Good Lord.
You've got mail.
Thank you for the host, Cody. I find myself often with the games with gold and PlayStation titles just adding to my library and then never going back and playing them ever. I don't want to say never. There are some that I do, but not often.
I've done that a lot of games with PlayStation Plus. I'll tag them just in case, but it's like, I am never going to play this. I don't know why.
I mean, what's it hurting? You have it.
Yeah, I mean, it's there if I ever decide, oh, I'll throw it in the game or download it real quick.
Thunder says, games I really like, I don't like to beat. I tell myself I will go back and finish it one day. Yeah, I mean, that's really how it is, too. If there's something better that's capturing my attention, I'll stick with that one and finish it out. And then if I decide to go back to another game, I will. Or I'll get just like the urge to play a specific game. A lot of times I'll go back to games I've already beaten or played that I really enjoy just because of comfort. Like I know what I'm getting myself into and I know how much time I can give myself. That's the hardest part is adulting and being a gamer as an adult. It's a very different approach.
I like to do that. I go back and play games I've already beaten.
It's
God of War.
Yeah, it's a comfort thing. I need to go back to that one, speaking of games.
I platinumed it, but when I go back and play, I'm like, I'm not catching all those birds again. I don't need to. I've got the trophy. I know I did it. It's done. I'm just going to play and do the story because I love the story, and I love just riding around the boat in the head telling stories.
Yeah. It's like Wind Waker. Riding the boat in the what is he called in that? I can't remember, but he tells stories. Have you played Wind Waker? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I played it, but it wasn't one that I really went hard on all the time because I played it when it came out remastered.
Oh, okay. It's a solid game. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was cool. It's not like it's not like a bad Zelda game. It's just not like one of my favorite Zelda games.
Speaking of collecting the birds in the God of War game, quick question while I'm thinking of it. Does it offer any type of reward other than a trophy?
You get XP, I think.
Oh, gotcha.
Crafting materials.
Oh, okay. So there is a benefit to it.
Yeah, but after a while, it's like, yeah, I don't need that. All my gear's completely upgraded.
Yeah.
It does have a new game plus, though.
Which makes sense. Yeah. Shall we start our top 10s? Are you guys excited? Chat, if you want to participate in this, if you've prepared a list, or if you want to just throw some things out there that you remember, throw up Wikipedia. That's what we use to make our lists. At least Lana and I don't know if Trevor used Wikipedia.
I did.
Okay. So go search for 2014 in gaming, the Wikipedia. Browse through that if you want to throw some notable games out that you remember. Feel free to participate with us anytime. And again, we do these on Tuesdays for the listeners that are listening back. I'll start. My number 10 is Halo, the Master Chief Collection. This is probably...
Wow.
Go ahead. What?
I just said, oh, wow.
Why? Why is that? Oh, wow.
I thought that would be higher for you.
You know, here's the thing. It would have been if it had worked properly at launch.
Yeah.
The game had issues for years. There was, at launch, you couldn't continuously matchmake. You could barely matchmake at all. But you would matchmake and play a game, and then you'd have to matchmake again. I'm not talking about like sticking in the same lobby and it's trying to find a map or a variant. I'm talking about you have to go back to the main menu, initiate a matchmake session. It doesn't keep you locked in at all. It didn't back then. Obviously, it does now. That's a problem and an annoyance. There were bugs. The game crashed. It had a lot of issues. And if I was reviewing that game on a list that wasn't isolated to the year 2014, I would have probably placed it higher in my list, in all honesty. But that is why it is my number 10, because it's still a fantastic game. It's a fantastic collection of things. We were able to play the campaigns back then and do a lot of the stuff, but it just had so many problems I couldn't place it higher. Zach Wolf says, hey, how you doing? Batman says, I saw something very cool today. It was Master Chief from Halo 3. You thought of me? Oh, what'd you find? Who wants to go next? Should we go Lana, Trevor, keep that rotation?
Yeah, I'll go.
All right.
My number 10 is the Lego Movie video game. It was really fun. I still have never seen the Lego Movie.
What?
So, yeah, so it was fun for me to play a Lego game where I had no idea what was going on, because basically all the other ones that I've played up to this point have been based off of like really well-known movies or franchises. But this one I had no idea what was going on. None. And it was really fun. All the different things you could do, like the unicorn rainbow thing and the builders and the super builders. I had a really fun time with it, especially because I had no idea what was going on like 95% of the time.
Let me ask you a question. Was everything awesome?
Everything was awesome. Everything was cool. Or whatever the words are.
Yeah,
when you're part of a team.
When you're part of the... There you go.
He knows. I've seen the movie. It's okay. It's not. It's for kids. It's not for me. Lego Batman was better.
I haven't seen Lego Batman. I've seen
What?
Lego Movie, but I didn't see the...
You should really see Lego Batman.
I've nothing against it. I just haven't watched it. There's a lot of movies I need to watch.
I mean, that's truth. I have a backlog of that as well. Batman said it was a t-shirt, but also had a bust of Master Chief. That is a must-have. I need that. Trevor, what's your number 10?
My number 10 is Borderlands, the pre-sequel. I know, a shooter on my list. What? But no, Borderlands is one of the few that I do like. It's not my favorite in the series, of course. It's least favorite of the four, but it doesn't deserve as much hate as it gets. It's still fun. The butt slam stuff was just a gimmick thing that didn't really need to be added. Nobody asked for that. But yeah, it's just a looter shooter and grinding for gear just the whole time. It's got a fun story, and yeah, it's fun with other people. It's not as much fun by yourself, but most of these kind of games are. So yeah, I put lots of time into it, and don't hate it.
Yeah, it's a series that is highly recommended as a social experience with other people, either with you or online, obviously. This one did get, I think, some of the worst feedback in the series. The biggest thing that I hated was the oxygen system.
Yeah, that's always not a fan of that in a game.
And it's honestly why when I played the game through, I played as Claptrap. And I know a lot of people hated him as a playable character.
Oh, he's funny. He's just not. He just wasn't like a character. I don't even remember what character I played a lot of. But yeah, I always hate the air mechanic in games. That's why usually the water temple is like my least favorite in Zelda's.
Yep. Yeah, they're a pain in the ass. It's like this is not a thing that needed to be. It's unnecessary difficulty. There's just I don't want to. It's probably just bad level design. It's like going back to that underwater level Ninja Turtles with the electric seaweed, and you had to disable the bombs.
Yeah,
Like,
I think the Lawbringer is the one I played in Borderlands because she had an auto aim like alt,
oh
and
yeah,
that's one of the reasons I'm bad at those kind of games. So I was like, hell yeah, auto aim for me.
I just like Claptrap because he had like rainbows and all kinds of weird things that would just randomly happen. He was a fun character. Number 9 for mine is from the Wii U. It is Hyrule Warriors. If you like, I'm trying to, I don't even know how to describe this game. It's a hack and slash, I guess, and it's with Zelda, obviously Zelda characters and worlds and themes. It's just fun. I don't know how else to describe it. Lana, how else would you describe this game?
Yeah, I mean it's basically with just a hack and slash with objectives. I mean that's the best way to describe it. It's fun. You got to take over parts of the map by beating the little guys and then beating bigger guys to take over that area, and it's fun. I had fun with it. It
Yeah.
may or may not show up on my list.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, it's a great game. They later released the definitive edition. I have that on the Switch, and there is a Age of Calamity game in the series out now, which is fantastic. Highly recommend it. Honestly, if you're unsure about what it is, we got a host. Don't you shy away. Thank you for the host, MX. If you're unfamiliar with the series or the games, just do obviously a Google search. Check out some YouTube clips on it. I'm trying to remember if we ever played that on the channel. I don't think we did.
Not that I remember.
Weird. You can't stay longer at work. Hope work's going well for you, man. Always happy to see you. Stop by. But yeah, Hyrule Warriors, fantastic game. I'm loving Age of Calamity. It's a lot of fun. Lana, you need to play that. It's on the Switch. It's easily accessible, so I don't want your excuses. Anyways, Lana, what you got for number 9?
All right, my number 9 is Lego The Hobbit. I liked these games. I know that some people didn't really like them that much, but I thought it was funny the way it added humor to such like a super serious series. You know, nobody can die in the Lego games because they're kids' games, so it's just funny to see what they do with them. But I had fun. I liked this one with the big dragons and stuff. It was fun to play.
I'm sensing a theme here with you.
Yeah. My entire top 10 is just Lego games.
Well, I mean, before your honorary mentions were all Sims expansion packs.
There weren't any this year.
Really?
No.
Weird.
Yeah.
What you got, Trevor?
My number 9 is World of Warcraft, Warlords of Draenor, and just the 5th expansion for Warcraft. It was one of the ones I think I went to a midnight release. One of the last ones, they actually did.
Yeah.
I don't think they do them anymore, anywhere for anything.
No, especially not for PC stuff.
Yeah, it was fun. It made your level go up to 100. You had new dungeons, of course, and new land to explore. They added some new raid systems that made it easier to raid, and they had like one that was called Looking for Raid. So if you didn't have a guild that actually wanted to raid, you could just click this, and it was like a dumbed down version of it, so it was hard to lose. So you could lose, but if you lost, it gave you a buff to make it easier the next time. And if it kept stacking. So eventually it was just like, you can't lose. Just beat it. The loot wasn't as good as like the normal version, but it was still better than you could normally get. So they get let people experience it.
It was just a better way to grind for things.
Yeah. I haven't raided it in Warcraft in a long time. When I did play, I used to do it a lot, and then I just got burned out. It was like, I don't have time to just learn all these strats and remember them and yell at people.
Now, isn't that where Leroy Jenkins came from?
Well, that wasn't a raid. That was a dungeon in the original game.
Oh, okay.
It was but at the time it was kind of a mini raid because the raids at the time were 40 man, and that one was like 10.
Oh, gotcha. That game has
But yeah.
evolved so much. I mean, at 2014
Oh,
here, when this came out, what is the game? 9 years old at this point? Because it came out in 05, or was it before then?
I'm not sure exactly. Hold on, I came out in
It,
04.
04. Okay, so
Yeah,
it
I
was 10
did
at
it on
this point.
the shows.
But
I
yeah,
remember
it
talking.
changed a lot.
That's just incredible. Now, is the engine still the same? Like, have they improved the mechanics over the years?
They've updated it so that you get better graphics a little bit as you go. And I started playing it when it first came out because Kevin won a lifetime subscription to it.
Which is awesome.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just wild to think an engine developed in the early 2000s is still supporting a game in 2021. Like, that's wild to me. That's a
And
loyal fan base too.
they just had another expansion come out this year.
That's just crazy. That's
Or
such a
last year.
loyal fan base.
I didn't go back for that. That's like the first one I haven't gone back for.
Well, maybe now's the time.
No, I've heard great things about it. Kevin played it.
Did he?
Yeah. He said it was okay, but he never was into like the raids and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense. I mean, they're trying to find ways to keep it appealing to obviously new people coming in, and then obviously the people they want to keep there. So, Batman asked a question. Maybe you guys can help answer this. Batman says, I've not used my Switch since I got it. Is it worth selling or keep it?
I would say keep it. There's a lot of good games. Just got to get them. I haven't used mine in a while, but I have other things to play. But yeah, definitely some games worth playing on there. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I put too many hours into Animal Crossing without realizing it.
It's easily done. I still play that game every now and then. Lana, what would you say?
Oh, I would keep it the Switch.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good games on that.
Just get some of the games that they play for community nights. Smash and Mario Kart.
Yeah, I mean, just those games alone are worth keeping the console. There's so many others, too. Maybe I'll have a Switch night once I get my new Switch, Batman, and I'll talk about some of the games I have. Because I did snag a pre-order for the new OLED screen one. So I'll cover that when that comes out. And then I'll cover good games to play on the Switch for those like yourself who are unsure.
That wouldn't be worth it for me because I don't usually play in handheld mode that often.
I play more docked, but I do play handheld. I'd probably say 60-40.
I have played it, and it's not like awful or anything, but I just prefer docked. And if I play in a handheld, I still don't hold it. I have a little stand I put it on, and I bring out my Pro controller. So I like the Pro controller better than the...
Oh, hands down, the Pro controller's the best controller for that thing. Those Joy-Cons are, they feel like kids' toys.
Yeah, they're so small, even if you put them in that little thing that makes it into a Pro controller, but it's still small, and my hands are like giant, so...
Yeah, I got fat hands. Like, the buttons are too small. And the lack of a D-pad is weird, too.
And like, I don't even have, my hands aren't very big, but with my arthritis, holding onto something that tiny for longer than like 15 minutes, it hurts. So that Pro controller really helps.
While we were camping over the long weekend here, I'd played a good chunk of the time in handheld and played through the entire BioShock game, the first one. Beat that again this weekend. And still a great experience after all these years. So here's the thing about the Switch. There's a lot of ports on it, but there are a lot of originals and exclusives on that thing as well. It's worth having, honestly, especially if you're on the go or you just want to sit back and not have on your TV, or if you're just laying in bed playing a game, the Switch is where it's at. Back to our list, though. Number 8 for me is Costume Quest 2. This is a game I've played on stream before, and I may again for the holiday season this year. Just because it's a fantastic RPG game where you have different costumes as your powers, and it's a turn-based RPG where you level up by collecting candy and doing other various tasks by earning XP by proceeding through the story. I won't say more than that because I don't want to spoil anything, but fantastic game. I really enjoyed the Costume Quest games. I hope they one day do a third one, but I don't know if that'll be a thing.
All right, my number 8 is Yoshi's New Island. When I was a kid, I didn't play a ton of video games. The one game I played the crap out of was like the Yoshi's Island game on Super Nintendo. And I'm like obsessed with the Yoshi games. I love them. I play every single one of them. They're so much fun. And this one was really fun too. That's it. I don't really have anything else to say.
All right.
My number 8 is Destiny. I know, another shooter. So weird. This was the one year I played shooters, I guess. No, this was just fun with friends. You know, it did get grindy. I did some of the raids, but the raids were really fun. I don't know if you guys ever did those, but they had some parts. It was like, Jesus Christ, they were hard. We would be playing, and we had one friend that just liked to goof around, and it's like, if you don't focus, I'm gonna kill you, because it was just that hard at that point. It was just like, just focus. 5 minutes.
That's all I need.
But yeah, it was fun. I played 2 and I enjoyed that, but I have not gone back to that game in a long time, and this one either. So I got my money's worth out of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I felt too. I put it in my honorary mention because it does deserve that. This is what Bungie ventured off away from Halo to do, and I really support Bungie, and I really wanted to support this game. But this was at like the beginning of the era where they were just kind of putting a shell of a game out, and then it was all about $35 season pass, but this was only part 1 and part 2. We planned to add more for another $40, $50. It was when Call of Duty was doing their pass for $50. It was just like, why am I paying hundreds of dollars for this experience? And you're capping me at every part. Like, if I don't get the next thing, I'm capped. I can't proceed. I can't continue to enjoy your game. So you're, how do you describe it? You're segmenting your audience. And I just felt that was a very bad approach. And games as a service shouldn't be that way. I guess I like better. I don't like necessarily. I like better their approach with Battle Pass stuff now, or Season Pass in regards to cosmetic, and then early perks, basically like how Fortnite has incorporated their stuff, right? You can still play the exact same experience and get things, but if you pay more, you get faster or exclusive things. You're not segmented out of content like what Destiny does. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that really grinded me, pun intended, I guess, with that particular game and then its sequel. Because I even tried to get back into it with Destiny 2. I was like, all right, I'm going to give this a shot. And they didn't reinvent the wheel. They kept it what it is and still what it is today. They're still releasing these updates that cost money and then segmenting the audience if you don't purchase it. So I just don't love that. I don't think that's a good approach. That was your number 8, though?
Yep.
All right. Number 7, a game that did it right, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. Now, I know this was done on the 360 PS3, but when it became an Xbox One and PS4 game, the Definitive Edition really cleaned up a lot of things, and it just was an amazing-looking game and played incredibly. And it reinvented a franchise that desperately needed reinventing and a new beginning. Fantastic game. Lana?
My number 7 is Mario Kart 8. This was like a really awesome entry into the Mario Kart franchise. They added anti-gravity racing, where you could go upside down or sideways, and then it added local and online multiplayer, so you could play against other people that weren't sitting on the couch with you, which was really fun. I think we've done a community night playing this game, correct?
On the Switch, yep.
On the Switch, yep.
Yeah.
Which is the deluxe version of it.
Yeah, but it was a really, really fun. We had a lot of fun with this one when it first came out, just learning how to use the gravity, and they have different boosts, like the gravity boosts and stuff like that. It was fun with all the new innovative stuff that they added to it.
Well, it was the reason why we bought you a Wii U as well, because we got the Mario Kart bundle.
Did we get this? Is this the one with the steering wheel?
Yeah, that red steering wheel that just is a holder for the Wiimote.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is also my number 7.
Is it really?
Yes.
Great minds, Trevor.
Yeah. I've always enjoyed the Mario Kart games. I haven't picked it up on Switch, but that's because I've had so much other stuff to play. And I played a lot of it on the Wii U, so.
Yeah, it's not a vastly different experience on the Switch. From my understanding, they slightly tweaked the frame rate and resolution, so they improved it. And then it includes the DLC packs. I don't know what else. 200cc mode, I think, was added as well as an update. Mirror mode was in it before. I'm trying to remember what else. But I think it's almost the same game. There's this small handful of updates. But in all honesty, like, is one of the best, if not the best, Mario Kart game in the series, and it's a fantastic time. If you've seen our community nights, then you'd know. It's a good time. Like, if you have a Switch, it's a game I would tell you need to get if you don't have it.
I've always been a fan of the SNES version, but that's just because I played forever on that thing.
That one is fun, but it's hard.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you're on that 200. I think it was 200cc. It's been a while, but yeah.
Yeah, the fastest one, that one's hard.
Me, my brother, and sister, and just always would play.
Who's your main driver?
I think I played the turtle on that one, the Koopa Troopa.
Okay.
Just because, like, the way he could start fast and he could drift really well.
Lana, who was your main?
I always play Daisy. Always.
Mine's Yoshi. He's a good one. My number 6 pick, though, continuing on our list here, is Bravely Default. This must have been the year where I was really supportive of Nintendo and the 3DS, because there's a lot of that stuff on this list. But Bravely Default... Say what?
I said it makes sense.
Yeah.
With the timing, yeah.
JRPG, absolutely love these type of games. The art style is fun. And they have a sequel out now on the Switch to this one. There's also Bravely Second that came out on the 3DS. But on the Switch is Bravely Default 2. Haven't finished that one yet, but it is just as good so far as that first one. Highly recommend checking out Bravely Default if you like JRPGs, turn-based games, and something with a unique art style. The benefit to this, you could turn encounters on or off. You could also turn up the speed of battles, so you could just zip through things, and then it also has auto battle. So if you had your presets on for your Brave or Default, you could just grind through this game in zones with auto battle and then have the speed cranked up. So you could just fly through it just to focus on story stuff and then still level up. What's up, Wilzona? Thunder says, hey, Will. But yeah, Bravely Default, that's my number 6. Highly recommend that game.
My number 6 is Assassin's Creed Rogue. It was based in New York City way back in the day. So that was kind of fun to run around in and see. what it looked like before it became like the giant city it is now. And they do have little notes of like where things end up, so you could like see what it was like before. It was kind of cool. And then there was some of the boat stuff similar to how Black Flag was too.
I remember watching you play this one because this is one of them that I didn't play for whatever reason. I remember in the what body of water was it? What had you to jump from boat to boat to boat?
Yep, I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember what the water is.
Anyway, you had to jump from boat to boat, and you were getting so frustrated with this sequence, and it just didn't look like a good time.
My biggest problem in the Assassin's Creed games is I have no patience. I am not a good stealth player. And some of the missions in Assassin's Creed are better if you're stealthy or calm or, you know, and that is not how I play. So, yeah, I swear every once in a while, but it's fine.
I am not usually a fan of stealth, but in Odyssey and Origins, I loved it. And the new one, though, it's not as good. But the Odyssey and Origins, you could literally kill the whole camp without ever being discovered. This one in Valhalla, though, they're like, you kill one person stealth, and they're like, the whole camp knows you're there. Like, I like it the old way.
Yeah, where you can sneak through and just stab people in the bushes and no one ever finds out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Put
usually
the body
love
in the
stealth
bush.
games. Yeah, drag him and
hide
just
it in
leave
the
him there.
bush, hide it in the cart. Yeah.
Yeah, I generally love stealth games. The one series I didn't really care for was the Hitman games. Never was my fancy.
All right, my number 6 is The Last of Us Remastered. I never played it originally on the PlayStation 3, and then I got it with when I got my PlayStation 4. It came with it, and or me and Kevin got the first PlayStation 4 that came with it, and yeah, it was a really good game. It may have caused me to cuss a lot, because some of those parts just like, oh my god, just die.
Yeah,
and then I would die.
There's sections that I hated in that game too. One of the most notable ones was that first big encounter where it splits off into a fork in the dark room, and you had multiple of those clickers that you could either avoid and get to the ladder escorting her, or you could take them out one by one. But if you alerted one and didn't do it right, you would just get bombarded and taken down. I got frustrated and I put the game down for a significant amount of time. We're talking I put it down for years.
I put it down for a few months. I just was like, I'm just done with this game. And then I had to restart because I'm like, I don't remember how to play.
I did the same. I restarted it from scratch, and honestly, I ended up enjoying the game so much more after I figured out exactly what I could and couldn't do. I don't think I was in the right place at that time when I had first played it to really enjoy it. Because everyone was like, "Oh, this is amazing." I'm like, "No, it's not."
I'm like, this is annoying. But yeah I really liked the game. And
yeah.
I mean, the second one was really good too, but if not depressing.
I didn't finish it yet. No spoilers,
Okay.
please.
Okay.
I know
That's all
some
I'm gonna
things.
say.
But...
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. That's another one on my list of my backlog to get to. I'll get there. I started it, but I didn't get very far, and I know it's a little bit longer than the first one.
I thought about platinum it, and then I'm like, I just can't do it right now, and I haven't took myself back to do it.
So while we're on the topic of Definitive Edition, are the rumors true? Are they making Last of Us over again?
I haven't heard anything about that.
There was talk about a year ago. It's not a remaster, but like a revision of it to coincide with the series that's launching. Which is weird, because I don't think anybody is asking for it to be remade.
Yeah, I continue the story, maybe? I don't even know. I don't remember how 2 ended and wouldn't say anyway because
I was going to say.
you just said,
Yeah.
I don't remember where they left off. So
Yeah, who knows?
I kind of do, but yeah,
we'll leave it at that for others that have not.
they can always find a way to do a sequel.
Well, of course,
if there's enough money. I mean, it doesn't even have to be those characters. Just somebody else in the world. It's a big world. There might not be a lot of people left, which is a good thing in some cases.
Yeah, it's a big world of characters. There's a lot of casts they could play around with. So that was your number 6?
Yeah.
Number 5 for myself is a game that I was eagerly awaiting, and I had wanted it to be so good, so bad, and it ended up being so good. It was South Park: The Stick of Truth. This game is incredible. If you have not ever watched South Park, you wouldn't understand. But if you have, it is such a fantastic tribute to the franchise up to this point. Great RPG, funny, unique leveling system. I personally enjoy this one better than the Fractured Butthole. Just because they tweaked things in that one that didn't need to be tweaked, but I get why. But yes, South Park: Stick of Truth, amazing game. Highly recommend it.
All right, my number 5 was Hyrule Warriors. We kind of already talked about it, but I had a lot of fun with this. I feel like we got it when we had GameFly, maybe?
Yep.
Yeah. And then I think we ended up buying it because I liked it so much.
Yeah, it was one of the ones that I was like, I don't know if you'll like this. Dynasty Warriors might not be your thing, but it reskinned as Hyrule Warriors might. Try it out, and then, yeah, you got hooked. We sent it back and then bought it.
Yeah, I had fun with it.
And to keep in mind, too, the Definitive Edition, The Completionist is a fantastic YouTube channel. I wish this was a paid promotion, but he's a little bit bigger than what we're doing here. He did a completionist episode on Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, and he sunk, I think, over 1,000 hours into it. And his biggest complaint was that for completing every single thing that the game has to offer after that many hours, it doesn't reward you with anything. Just keep in mind there are no achievements. So not even a cosmetic or a weapon in the game is unlocked for doing everything 100%.
That sucks.
Yep. But the journey, he said, is really what the payoff is. It's such a fun, grinding game.
The story is kind of cute, too. I liked it.
Yeah, you need to play Age of Calamity, then. Do it. Do it.
My number 5, then, is Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls. It fixed a lot of things that were wrong with the original Diablo 3. It added like seasons, adventure mode, which you could do the bounties, the Nephilim rifts, the cube, the mystic. Got a way to get loot from the one NPC. I think that's where the Crusader came in too.
Yep, it was with that update.
Yeah, I like seasons because each time there's someone different you could play that'll really like let you experience the game differently than you did last season, because this one they've tweaked it and this character is really good this time. Like right now the Demon Hunter is really good, and they add new armors and they add different stuff for each season. So
yeah, that's definitely a benefit of replaying it. And for those that don't know, the seasons, you start over with a character and you have to progress and do specific challenges to unlock such things. So if you meet a criteria, you'll get maybe a headpiece, or you'll get this cosmetic upgrade to have like devil wings or something like that.
The first 4 chapters you get. I don't remember what the first one is. The second one you get 2 pieces of the one set. They give everybody one set, and then so you get 2 pieces of the set. And the third one you get another 2, and then the fourth one you get the last 2 pieces, the wings, and a pet or it's a portrait frame.
Yep, the portrait frame for when you complete season. That's one of the first ones. But yeah,
Yeah,
definitely worth grinding through. That was a great update.
yeah, and I think that's the only expansion. I mean, unless you count the Necromancer, but I think that didn't really add anything except for the Necromancer, and it
Yeah,
was only like $5.
yeah. Good
But yeah,
pick.
it was.
I don't know if you can hear that, Trev, but it is straight up pouring outside.
I thought I heard something. I don't hear
Yeah.
much down here in the basement, fortunately. It's quiet
It's
down
like
here.
it is like make sure the dehumidifier is running before you come upstairs kind of rain.
Oh, gotcha. We should put our bedroom down here. This would be much better sleeping conditions. Anyway, number 4 for me, unless you wanted to add more to that, Trevor.
No, that was good.
Number 4 was already addressed, Mario Kart 8. Again, can't talk this one up enough. Fantastic game. The maps are great. The driver's great. The unlocks through collecting coins over time is great. Getting first place and every CC and every track allows other upgrades like Golden Mario. There's a lot of cool rewards, and it is not easy to do either. So it's got a good challenge and difficulty or like curve to it all. Batman says it's really hot right now for a change for them. Yeah, it was humid and warm, but it's starting to cool off again for us. After this rain, we'll go through. It'll cool off. It's probably the last warm thing for the year. But we don't want to talk about that. Milano will get sad. But yeah, that's my number 4, Mario Kart 8. Highly recommend it. Play it, play it, play it. Buy it, buy it, buy it. Do it.
My number 4 is The Sims 4, which is why there were no expansion packs. They added a bunch more functionality in Create a Sim, just making things more realistic, more editable. In this one, you could move entire buildings or rooms instead of having to move everything piece by piece, which was really nice. They added the big content exchange area where you could upload items that other people could then download, whether that was Sims or houses or whatever. And it added in emotions where Sims can be affected by situations or objects. You could literally get so embarrassed that your Sim could die from it. Like it affected how you survived in the world. You know, like if you got overworked, you would come home and you would be exhausted. You know, and so it really added another level of realism when you were playing. They got, you know, if there was garbage in the room and they were uncomfortable or stinky or, you know, it would affect their ability to function inside of their world, which was a really fun addition to the game.
To me,
But yeah.
it's always been so odd that your fancy and escapism is reliving life.
I can see how that's weird, but I don't know. It's just so calming.
I mean, the simulation aspect for sure is like, I understand that, but it's just when you start to add so many realistic elements like that, like you get stressed out in real life if like there's a plate on the counter. So like I can only imagine the Sims character in the game is probably just going on like a rampage.
That's why my Sim is always super neat and always cleans up the plates that are on the counter.
So what you're saying is, Travis, don't leave plates on the counter.
Basically, yeah.
He's gotten much better at that over the years, but yes.
I'm learning, guys. I'm learning.
Don't leave your socks in front of the couch and don't leave your damn plates on the counter. But yeah.
Improvements over the years.
I don't know why it's oddly calming, but it is.
Yeah, to each their own. Some people like
That's
to
my number 4.
Do GTA. Some people like to do The Sims.
Yeah, I don't like murdering people. It stresses me out. But, you know, sending them to work every day, that gives me a level of calm.
Hey, fair enough. What you got, Trevor?
My number 4 is Tomb Raider Definitive Edition.
Yes.
I love this game. I like the original games, but they weren't like something I was like so like into. But this one, I just got into it. I started playing it. I loved it and just finished it. And I was like, wanted to go back and play it again. I haven't gone back to play it again, but because I have other things, like I've said. But yeah, I like how the crafting and everything that they added to this one, and the story was great.
The traps.
Yeah, just all around was a great reboot for the series that I think it needed.
Oddly, though, the one thing lacking, if I have to point out a negative in the game, was the tombs. There wasn't really much to them. Like, they're just like caves and weren't really vast caves. They were pretty basic with basic puzzles.
But yeah, it was a great game.
Oh, it definitely is. It doesn't take away from the game by any means.
No, I was just saying that's why it was number 4 for me, and I don't think I got this with PlayStation Plus, maybe.
Yeah, it came out as a PlayStation Plus game. I think that one and Rise were both PlayStation Plus games.
I haven't gone and played the second one yet.
There's a third one too. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I keep meaning to. I think, like you said, I think I got it with PlayStation Plus, but I just haven't gone to play it. And I really should.
You should.
I did enjoy this one a lot.
Yep. Finish the series out. Second one was really, really good. The environments are much bigger in the second one than they were with the first one here. Good
so
pick,
that was my number 4.
Good pick. I like that one. Number 3. There was a bit of controversy with the release of this game because what was advertised leading up to it was not what was delivered. A lot of people were misled as far as the visual appearance of some things, the weather effects, and a lot of what was advertised was not delivered. And Ubisoft got in some hot water for this. And this was around the time where a lot of their game releases were buggy as all hell too, which didn't help them at all with their reputation around this time. But I still loved this game. I might be biased because of where the setting is. It takes place in Chicago. And it was a game based on being a hacker. The game is called Watch Dogs. And I absolutely loved this game. I near 100% in it. There are two or three trophies or achievements that I did not get. And it was related to online stuff, which proved to be a little bit more difficult to obtain. But I damn near 100% in it, minus that stuff. Collectibles, everything. Loved the game. It was a fun game. That's my number 3.
I never played those.
You never played them?
No. I thought it looked cool in concept, like when they originally announced it, but I never picked it up.
You really should. I feel like I'm just doing a sales pitch of games that Trevor needs to play tonight.
All right, my number 3 is Halo: The Master Chief Collection.
Wow.
I know this one had a super rough start, but like the way that it has, the how far I guess it has come from then, and how fun it is to play now. Halo is always my favorite shooter because I don't suck horribly at it. But like just being able to play all of the different maps across all of the different games, being able to go back and play the games in any form you want to, basically, kind of all together, at least up to that point. I just think it's a really fun game. It's fun. I mean, we've had so much fun with it just on community nights recently. So,
like I said, if it wasn't so isolated as far as the year 2014 in gaming, which is this episode that we're on, I would have had a different opinion on it because it has improved. But if I'm talking about that particular year, how I would rank things and what I enjoyed, I had to review it as such and give it a number 10 slot. So
you're saying No Man's Sky when it comes out won't be on your list because that was garbage when it came out, and it's
it'll be an honorary mention, and that's a touchy subject because Lana did buy that game for me, and I tried to like it because I was so excited for it, and I kept like playing it for a little bit here and there so she wouldn't get mad, but I couldn't tell her like this game sucks.
Yeah, I played it for a while, and I didn't hate it, but it has made a lot of improvements, and I want to go back and play it because I haven't played it in the last couple of updates. But
Mhm.
when they updated it, where you could actually play with somebody, me and Kevin played that quite a bit. We built a base and stuff, and that was cool. And I've heard there's a lot of other cool stuff that you can do now. So
Oh yeah, and they're still making updates. Their latest
good,
update
good for
actually.
them.
Well, yeah, they stuck with it. Such a small studio too. Was it Hello Games? I think it's what they are, or something of that sort. Small studio. I think it's like less than 12 people made this game. But on Steam, I don't know if you saw the news recently, but with their most recent updates, it finally put them into the positive review rating for this game for the first time ever,
Nice,
and it's been out for 5 years.
nice.
So, yeah, Lana confession. Yeah, the game sucked at launch. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. You did hide this one, however, better than you hid Twisted Metal 8.
The Twisted Metal one was rough too. I enjoyed it, but at the same time, it wasn't that great. Sorry.
All right, my number 3 is Rogue Legacy, and I think this is like the first rogue like game I've played, and I just like loved the whole concept. Just dying, and you keep some stuff if you've upgraded it, and then just keep going and keep playing and getting better each time. Hopefully, sometimes those runs did not get better.
I have a question on that real quick. 400-bit donation from Thunder. Feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Hip hip.
Hooray!
Oh, did you hear that in the
Hooray.
background? There was thunder. That's cool. Perfect timing. I don't know if you guys heard that through the thing at all, but thank you so much for the 400-bit donation. You got yourself 4 entries, and we're in the 80% now for our next giveaway. Yeah. Thank you. Rogue Legacy. No, damn good game. This was a PS Plus game. That's how I ended up playing it. And it honestly is what introduced me to roguelikes.
Yeah, same for me. Like,
It's a good game.
and yeah, they're pretty. I actually started Returnal yesterday too. I haven't played much, but I did start it. Another rogue, like I think that one's considered roguelike, right?
Yes, it is considered a rogue type game.
Yeah.
Housemarque, notorious for those. They did, what was it, Hades, I believe?
Yeah, Kevin played that one on the Switch.
Yeah,
I think he got it on the Switch.
that's a really good game. He talked me into getting that, and that's a really good one. Returnal is fun, but damn, is it frustrating if you don't get a good loop.
Yeah, I only played like 2 loops. I got to the boss, the second one, and he thoroughly trounced my ass.
Yep, I can get through like 2 health bars, and then I get destroyed. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, Kevin was telling me, he's like, it's just all about getting lucky. You got to have the right weapon and hopefully the dot. It's just dodge.
I'm not good. Need to
Yeah.
get my skills up. But yeah, roguelikes are great games. You got to have the patience for them, though. Rogue Legacy, Lonnie, do you remember that one? By just the title?
No,
So
I actually don't.
this is
No.
the one that had the family descendants that had different like characteristics.
They could
Oh,
be
yeah.
colorblind or I forget all
I
about
do
them.
now.
But
There was like inverted level, inverted controls, like.
I
so,
100% do. You would randomly just throw this on and play it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a fun game. Good game. What are we on? 2? Top 2 already?
yep.
Let's do this. Number 2, Infamous Second Son. This game was so good. This really showcased the PS4 and its capabilities. This was a huge standout exclusive for them. And it was one of the many reasons that I was like, I need a PS4. I love the Infamous franchise, and this one really set the bar even higher. Visually, storytelling-wise, it was just such a fun experience. And it spawned even a DLC pack, too, with First Light. But Second Son, really good, and you could play Good or Evil again, and this was a game that I was excited to play through twice to get both sides of the story. So good. Go ahead.
I watched Kevin play this one, but I didn't actually play it. I wanted to, and then I don't remember why I didn't. But I watched Kevin play it.
I don't know why you didn't either, because this, honestly, for PS4, it's one of the top 5 games on that console. It's that good. You got a list of things you need to play and report back now.
Yeah, I know.
I am doing a sales pitch here tonight for Trevor. This is why you're on.
I play too many MMOs. I just get into those, and then I just don't play other stuff sometimes.
Hey, it's fine. Like I said, like you guys wonder what games that I play my Switch mostly. So that's why I'm getting a second one. But like, to me, it's the best system.
Atticus getting your old one?
He's inherited my Vita so far. I don't know if he's ready for a Switch yet, to be honest. He can play it anytime he wants, but he's inherited the Vita because it has Minecraft on it. And you ready for this? The other game that he plays on there? PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. I said I wouldn't bring that game up in our shows ever again, but here we are. It's 129 episodes. That game's still getting brought up in some way. And he loves the game. If you know our history on this channel, you understand my problem with that damn game. Caleb trolling me with his Animal Crossing Island. Go on.
All right.
Number 2.
On my number 2?
Yep.
Okay. My number 2 is South Park: The Stick of Truth.
Wow. I'm honestly shocked right now. Both of you got a number 2?
Yours too, Trevor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know why. I absolutely love this game. I don't even like turn-based games that much, but this game was so much fun. Just the little nods to the show and the fantasy, mix in with the little game that the kids are playing, and it's so offensive. It's so South Park, and it was fun. It was such a good game.
But
I really enjoyed it.
Then they also let Kenny be a girl, and Cartman's okay with that. And then you're like, oh, why is Cartman more tolerant than other people?
Other people. The fact that one of the classes of people you can be is just a Jew. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
That would be my only real kind of complaint is like the class didn't matter really that much because they could all wear the same equipment. And,
yeah.
But I love the game. Obviously, it's my number 2 as well, and I've played it all the way through and a few times actually, and just a great game. The references to the show, if you've watched it, yeah.
Yeah.
It is. There's so much content littered into that game. If you're a fan of the series, like you're going to appreciate it much more than just a casual.
But you totally could walk into it and play it as a casual too. You just might not get some of the references. But
you very well could. It's playable as a casual, but like you get so much more out of it by being, a bigger fan of the series.
Yeah, but I had an absolute blast with this. I played this a lot, and I was surprised by how much I played it, because while I like South Park as a show, sometimes it's too much. Like, they just try to be too much or do too much. But this game was really, really good.
Up Mr. Slave's ass.
The giant fetus.
Yeah.
The giant fetus.
Or
giant Nazi fetuses, too.
Or when you're going in as the Underpants Gnome, you shrink down, and then your parents are...
having sex in the background.
Oh, my God.
And then when you go to Canada, it's all like retro.
Oh, yeah, that was great, too.
Man, I need to play that game again. It's been a minute. I'm honestly shocked by both of you, though. Number 2?
Yeah, I just love that game.
So you're saying the game's the shit?
Yep.
It's number 2.
It's 2 games on this list that Trevor and I he's on, so
it's wild.
That's impressive.
It is. Bama says, blame Canada. Blame Canada. Those flapping heads so full of lies. Shame on Canada. They're not even a real country anyway.
I love that movie.
Oh, God, that movie is amazing. I could watch it over and
Yeah.
over again.
And we're supposed to be getting a bunch of movies now. They apparently signed on for like 10 movies.
That's
I
incredible.
think it was some.
And they're saving Casa Bonita, like they're owners now of that, the real Casa Bonita.
Yeah, they bought it.
Like, God, this is a fantasy world we're living in. This is just perfect.
I took my sister to see that movie. I don't remember when it came out, but
1999
parents. Yeah, so my parents weren't really happy about that
or
because she
98.
was
I can't remember.
like 14 or something like that. So yeah,
I still have my ticket stubs. They're in my Blu-ray sleeve of the movie. I went and seen it twice in theaters as a teenager. I love South Park. It's honestly one of my favorite cartoons of all time. I absolutely love the franchise. Both of the South Park games that came out, I bought the collector's editions with the Cartman figures.
yeah.
I absolutely love them. I got the Strat guide for
The
the first one.
very first gift I ever got you was the Kenny lamp where the rats are eating him and he gets electrocuted.
Yep. We have it right here sitting next to me still. Good stuff. Number one time, huh? Let's close out the year 2014. My number one pick is Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition. Should come as a surprise to no one. As Trevor mentioned, and we were talking about all the updates, the upgrades, this includes everything. This is the expansion, the characters, everything, seasons. And I owned it on the 360, I owned it on the PS4, I owned it on the Xbox One, and I own it on the Switch. And it is my number 2 most played game on the Switch. Only being beaten by Animal Crossing. So,
Yeah, I played mine on PC.
Yeah, and I understand a lot of people prefer it on PC. A lot of people didn't like the controls, or they didn't like when you play with your wife that she has to spend 40 minutes each time on her inventory after a raid. They didn't like that because then it hogs the screen.
That was what I didn't like. Not the wife part, but the whenever you played multiplayer, you had to pause it and everybody do all their stuff. And
yeah,
but the controller ones added the roll, so you could roll away around. They don't have that in the PC.
Which is wild. You'd think that'd be like a right click or something.
I mean, the Demon Hunter has something that can do that, but not everybody had character. That in the.
Yeah. It's great on console, and I know that's a rare thing for PC port, but in all honesty, it performs fantastic. I'd be more excited for the remaster rather, of 2 if the shenanigans weren't happening at that developer right now. But at the same time, I'm sure there are some good people that are there, so they need to make money too.
They are trying to get rid of some of those people at least. I mean, maybe not all of them like they should, but they're getting a small step at least. I mean, yay for being not the worst people in the world ever, but you're still pretty bad.
Yeah, so it's one of those things like, will I still give them my $40? Because will my $40 or not make a difference? Obviously, in a bigger picture, the answer is yes, that'll make a difference. But me by myself, no. But that's the question I think enough people need to ask. If they all said that, me by myself not doing it, then a difference would be made. But I just, personally, I don't see a difference being made, sadly. And then I'm holding off, too, because I think it's only coming out digitally. I don't think they're doing a physical version. Do you know?
I'm not sure. I always buy digital anyway. Especially since I play this on the PC.
Yeah.
So.
Then I got to decide, which system do I... I'm not buying it multiple times again, I'm telling you that much. So I got to pick one system. So do I wait for the Switch? Who knows? Because it's only Xbox and PS5, as far as I know. Anyways, Lana, what's your number 1?
Can you guess it?
It's not The Sims 4, because that was your number 4. God, let me think. Your number 1. It's
give
gotta
you a
be
hint. It hasn't been said at all. It hasn't been mentioned at all.
not even as an honorary mention.
Nope.
Then I
Unless I
have.
missed it in your word vomit. That was your honorary mention.
It was a word vomit. I apologize. If you want my list, I'll post it in the comments. I don't know then.
Dragon Age Inquisition.
That was on my honorary.
Oh, I wasn't listening. Um,
Surprise! Lana doesn't listen to me when I talk.
um, yeah, it's the final chapter of like the whole Dragon Age trilogy. Um, it does set up for a sequel at the end, which apparently is still in development, but I will not hold my breath for that to be released. But it was a very good ending to the game. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Dragon Age is basically Mass Effect set, in medieval times, but it was an absolute blast. I played these games obsessively, almost. I think during this period of time, Trev, were you working at GameStop during this period of time still, or had you had moved on, right? Because we
No.
were.
So this period of time is when this came out. I was at Google for the first time.
Okay. I guess I don't know why I had so much time to play these games. Maybe you were just you played in your room and I played in mine. I don't know, but
No, it was my
I
2-hour
love.
drive home.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, touche. We didn't have kids, so yeah. But either way, I played the crap out of these games. I absolutely adore Dragon Age. Now that I'm talking about it, I just want to go back and play it again, which I might do. So
Yeah, I think they've given teaser trailers or at least announcement trailers for the follow up to that. And I'll be honest, that was the only good Dragon Age game was Inquisition. I didn't love the other ones.
oh shut up!
I
Oh my
didn't.
god,
They were too
no, I'm
clunky.
sorry.
They're clunky.
You don't like anything fantasy based. That's it. Because it was exactly like
That's
Mass
not
Effect. Exactly like
true.
you don't like anything fantasy
It's
based.
not
The only
true.
thing you like that's
I
fantasy
have
based is
plenty
like
of fantasies.
Diablo, maybe. I don't
I
even know
have
if that
plenty of
counts.
fantasies.
Not what I was saying. Anyway, move on. Trevor, what's your number one?
Before I do that, Diablo 2 Resurrected is going to be released on the 23rd of September for Switch, PlayStation 4, 5, Windows, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. So yeah,
I'm getting on the Switch.
it's all coming out the same time, according to the wiki anyway, which we know could be wrong.
Yeah.
My number one is Marvel Contest of Champions.
Whoa.
And
you still play that game?
yeah, it's a mobile game, free to play, not free to win, but it's just evolved a lot for a simple little phone game, and they've added a lot of stuff. I mean, you can play for free, and you just have to put the hours in that one, if you don't want to pay for anything. And I really don't buy much, and the money I do put into it is from like Google reward surveys, so still free money to me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it has not all of the characters obviously from Marvel, but they have tons of characters. There's over 150 different characters now in the game, and they add 2 or 3 every month. This month they added like Kitty Pryde and Nimrod, the Sentinel. And yeah, it's just a fun game. They keep changing, adding stuff, and changing it up so it's not just the same experience. Yeah.
I'm glad
It's
to
easy
see
to
that
lose a lot of hours.
Well, I'm glad to see that they still are supporting it after 7 years, because one of the problems I had with a bunch of the Marvel games on mobile is that they only supported them for like a year and then they released a variant version of the same type of game or like sequels and then they stopped supporting it. So it's nice to see them actually support one on mobile for several years, because I kept getting frustrated with some of the ones that I would play that were all like the turn-based ones, and then you essentially do the same thing, unlock characters and then go through missions and stuff. They stopped supporting them for whatever reason. I guess the audience wasn't there or they weren't making the revenue they wanted to support it. But it's nice to see them actually support a mobile title for that many years, especially with new content.
They still make a ton of money. It's usually near the top in the App Store. Not like maybe top 10, but it's still really up there. I know I've seen like some streamers that have the one guy spent over $8,000 on the game.
Jeez.
But he buys you get the characters from crystals, and he spins them out and gets his view. He makes money still, even with because he's made enough money to buy a house.
Damn.
Even after spending $8,000 on the game. But
that's crazy money on Twitch, man.
No, he's on YouTube. Most of the Marvel Contest of Champions community is on YouTube. There's very few streamers on Twitch that play it, and the ones that do don't get a big following for some reason. Yeah, it's weird. None of like the one streamer tried to do it, and like he wouldn't even have half the people that he would have on Twitch or on YouTube.
That's interesting. There's a different like communities on the different platforms as far as like what content's popular.
Yeah, and then you can, like I said, you can play for free. There's one YouTuber. He's entirely free to play. Even there's like a gifting event. He won't even let people gifting. He's like, no, I'm free to play, so I'm not going to have you do that. And then because people will say, oh, you're free to play, but all your people send you stuff. So he's like, no gifts. And he's in a top 20 alliance, and really he completed all the content. I have not completed all the content because one, I'm not that great at the game, and two, I just don't sit there, and it sometimes can take hours to complete some of that content, and if you need revives, you need money, and I just don't want to spend money on it.
Yeah. Understandable. I don't like doing all that stuff on a lot of the mobile things. I don't like... It's just like... One of the reasons I stopped playing Pokemon Go, like I'm not going to spend money to get extra Pokeballs or extra things I need. And if I'm not near a Pokestop, like, okay, guess I'm done for a while.
Yeah, I play that, but I don't play it hardcore. Like, I had to take my mom out to Ann Arbor today, and Ann Arbor has a lot of Pokestops, so I'm just like, okay, why wait for her? Spin this and do some other things, but yeah.
We did that one time, remember, Lana? We were in that blue tractor.
Yeah, yep.
We just sat there, we were just spinning and refreshing the Pokestop as we had dinner that day.
One time, me and Kevin, we were it was a weekend, we were doing an anime con, and we were out of Pokeballs, and we had to come back to Ipsy to get some stuff for the anime con that was forgot, and we stopped at this cemetery where there was like a bunch of Pokestops, and we're just driving around the cemetery spinning the Pokestops so we could get Pokeballs.
They had them removed from cemeteries because people were complaining that people were just flocking and crowding cemeteries. It's like, jeez.
We're here to honor the dead.
Just catching a couple haunters, don't mind me. Lord. But yeah, any final thoughts on 2014? This was a pretty solid year in gaming. It's a year into the life cycle of the new consoles. A lot of good titles came out or were remastered. Any thoughts on 2014 that we didn't cover?
No.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, I appreciate everyone listening. Obviously, you can find us on social media. If you're here with us live, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a brief break, and we're going to talk about the next year, 2015, which is coming up right after this. But again, if you want to stay connected with us, join our Discord. Find us on Facebook. We're also on Instagram, Twitter, and we archive everything on YouTube as well as Google, Apple, and Spotify. Just really search for Dose of Nerd Acumen. You'll find us, whatever your platform is. Check us out. Follow, subscribe, like, comment, share. We appreciate you guys listening to this one. We'll see you in 2015. And we'll be right back for those live here with us tonight. Welcome back to the Dosage podcast. We are now on the year 2015 in gaming, which is our 130th episode. Woo!
Ooh.
You guys, your energy is just, I can't describe the amount of energy you guys have on a Tuesday night. Wow. Uncontainable.
I'm so tired.
Good Lord, guys. Welcome, Lana, back to the show. Welcome, Trevor, back to the show. Of course, Trevor, one half of the podcast, NOW, the Nerds of Wrestling. Catch them most Sundays to discuss everything in the world of wrestling. You're going to want to check out their next one. I was going to say, you guys are going to have some things to talk about on your next one. A lot of things happen. 100-bit donation from Thunderbird. Hip, hip.
The following
Hooray.
has been paid for by the...
And there it is, the NOW alert. Yeah, big things happen in the world of wrestling. You want to check out their next one. They have so much excitement and things to share. I know Cody is on another level with everything happening. I fully assume that you're just as excited. But find out on their next episode in more detail about what we're talking about. There's at least, count them, 1, 2, 3 things to talk about, plus so much more. Anyways, 2015.
Bay.
2015 in gaming. Let's talk about that. I'm 30 years old this particular year. Lana, you were also.
30 years old.
Trevor, you are.
35.
In the year 2015, here are the things that are notable. Electronic Arts shut down the headquarters of Maxis in Emeryville, which has created franchises such as SimCity and Spore. Nintendo Co. announced their affiliation with Japanese mobile game developer DNA. D-E-N-A. Not us, by the way. We're not a mobile game developer. There's a notable E in there that differentiates us from them. Also, Nintendo Switch, a new console. So this is the early workings of what was going on with that particular project. Following the cancellation of Silent Hills, Konami delisted itself from the New York Stock Exchange. Iwata, the president and CEO of Nintendo, died at age 55. Very sad year. He has a book out. If you haven't read it, it is highly recommended. It might be on my Christmas list this year if anyone wants to donate that to DNA. But I do want to read that. It talks about, obviously, his life in the industry and Nintendo. I can only imagine it's a great read. Windows 10 was released. That's weird to think about, too. Windows 10, already 6 years old. And Windows 10, from my understanding, didn't have a great launch either. But I think with any migration to a new version of Windows, there's going to be some problems. Windows 10 is great now. Honestly, it's the preferred OS out of any that I remember.
In beta.
11 is in beta. What's the expected launch? 23?
I'm not sure.
I know a popular YouTuber that I watch had messed around with the beta of it. You know which YouTuber, Lana.
I don't remember his name, though.
Austin.
What?
Hey, guys.
Oh, Austin. Yeah. Okay.
Good
Hey,
Lord.
guys, it's Austin.
Sony announced that Project Morpheus was renamed into PlayStation VR, and Kojima Productions was reestablished as an independent studio headed by Hideo Kojima, which, for those that don't know, PT, Silent Hills, Konami, and all of that shenanigans, there's a big backstory I'm not going to get into in that, led to Hideo going on to his own, and my God, am I so happy he's on his own doing things. And he's working on a new project right now, too. That is a genius. And I might be a fanboy. I don't know. Do you guys have a lot of honorary mentions for this year?
I only have 2.
I have 4. 5.
All right. Let's shake it up. Let's have this order this time. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I am actually going to start out by bringing back my dishonorable mentions.
Oh,
to start,
we got return of a segment.
And that dishonorable mention is Halo 5 Guardians.
Oh, get out of here.
Fuck you, Halo 5, for having no split screen, no local play option. I will never play your game, and I will refuse to play it forever until you add those things into it. So that is my dishonorable mention for 2015, Halo 5 Guardians.
And ladies and gentlemen,
Suck
that
it. I hate
was
you.
the Suck It moment of the night, brought to you by Lana, endorsed by Trevor, who also hates all things Halo.
Hey, I don't hate Halo. It's just not my game. I want a good game for you guys. I'm not hating like, I hope it fails. No, I want it to be good for you guys that like to play it. Not my thing.
Coming soon, Trevor actually plays Halo secretly.
I have played Halo before, but played the early ones.
The truth is out there.
I
mean, yeah, I tried it, and that's when I decided it wasn't for me. So
wasn't for me.
Hey, it's fine. It's fair.
So my actual honorable mentions are Super Mario Maker. The game is not necessarily my jam to play, but it is fun to watch, and I've done a lot of watching because Travis plays it a lot. I also really enjoy watching the Angry Video Game Nerd play the levels that his daughter has made, and he swears a lot, and it makes me laugh. Guitar Hero Live. The new guitar was too tough for me to play. I did not understand how it worked, and I hated it. I thought GHTV mode was a kind of a fun idea, but that's now shut down, and you used to have 484 playable songs, and now you only have 42 if you play that game, so that kind of blows.
Yikes.
Yeah. Fallout Shelter, which was a phone game, kind of like a builder type game, which I don't know why, but I had a lot of fun with. And then Rocket League. The game is fun. I am terrible at it, but it is fun to play. I just haven't played it a ton, so it gets an honorable mention. And that is it for me.
All right. Trevor, you want me to go, or you save you for the last?
I can go, and then you can do the last one.
All right. What you got?
I only have two. I have Trove, which is just a free little MMO, and then Angry Birds 2. Just fun little mobile game to play. I didn't play a ton, so that's why it's just a honorable mention, but it was fun,
Makes sense. You'll come as no surprise finding out that I have a lengthy list. Again, I apologize in advance, but I will go through this quickly as I can. Resident Evil HD Remaster, no-brainer. I love it. Resident Evil, getting an HD remaster of the first game, awesome. Thank you. Saints Row 4, re-elected. It's a Saints Row game, but in all honesty, I played it because of the desire of Saints Row being a series that I enjoy. This one was not great. The story was kind of stupid. The gameplay was kind of dumb. But it's an honorary mention because I did play through it, and I spent a significant amount of time trying to convince myself it was a good game when it wasn't. So shout out, yay! Dying Light. I'm excited for the sequel that we're finally getting later this year for this one. And I definitely want to go back and play the first one again to re-experience and get myself ready for the sequel. Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D, 3DS port. They cleaned it up a little bit, looks and plays a little bit better on the 3DS. And it was near the end of 3D games on the 3DS because Nintendo lost their lawsuit with the creation of the 3D used systems, which is why they became the 2DS. And they stopped making 3D games. Womp womp. Mario Party 10. It's a Mario Party game. The only new thing on this was, I believe, the Bowser mode. What was that called, Lana?
Yeah, Bowser Party.
Bowser Party. Which, it was fun. It's fine. Honorary mention. Borderlands, the Handsome Collection, which featured the second game and the pre-sequel, I believe. I don't think it came with the first one. Fallout Shelter, which, as you mentioned, fun mobile game. Sunk more hours than I probably should have, but I loved the world of Fallout, so I was all about this game as well at the time. Gears of War Ultimate Edition. It's really not that clunky. Just gotta put that out there. So if you're listening, it's really not that clunky. You need to play it again and shut up. Love Gears of War. I don't care. This one is almost 9 years after the original game was released that they cleaned it up, basically making it a remaster. They just called it Ultimate Edition. Looks, plays fantastic, and it's not that clunky. Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. Really fun game. The first one to not really have Hideo Kojima involved at all. And it was noticed. Well, I believe he had some insight in the early goings of this, I believe. There's a gray area. That's another episode. Continuing on. Rock Band 4 is another Rock Band game. A lot of fun, though. Prison Architect. If you don't have this one in your honorable mentions or a list, Lana, I'm concerned about you.
Which game is it?
Prison Architect.
Oh. You cut out. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Prison Architect. Do you have that one on your list?
I guess we will find out.
Okay, we will find out. So, it's a good game. She'll possibly dive more into it. Yoshi's Woolly World, Guitar Hero Live, which she mentioned. I wish they really would have allowed those songs to be downloaded after that service, Guitar Hero TV, went down. Because there's just not much content to go back to play that game anymore. And yes, I agree, the guitar controller didn't need to be reinvented when it worked. I get the attempt, but man, it was not easy. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, WWE 2K16, Just Cause 3, and Splatoon. Splatoon's a lot of fun. I don't know if you've heard or played those games, but they're a lot of fun. Atticus really loves Splatoon 2.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my honorary mentions. I told you there's a lot of games. I'm sorry. Lana. Who are you? Kick us off,
I don't
lady. Know. Lady, do your thing. Number 10.
All right. My number 10 is Mario Party 10, because I had to. But, I mean, like you said before, it's a Mario Party game. Winning is still random and completely arbitrary.
Stupid.
But the Bowser Party was a fun addition to it, and I just love me a Mario Party game. So there you go.
Mine is also Mario Party 10.
What is going on with you two? Did you guys sync up beforehand?
Forever. We're like Biffies.
It's just fun to make your friends hate you. You can be completely in behind and still win the game.
Bullshit.
Yes, you definitely can. Which makes Travis so
it
mad.
does. What's the point of being good at something? Stupid.
I mean, it sounds like you're not that good if you lose a lot.
If you're not winning, you're losing.
My number 10 is Until Dawn.
That one should have actually been on my honorable mention. I just forgot to put it there.
It's a good game.
Yes, it is. I just didn't play it a lot. That's the only reason it would only be an honorable mention instead of in the top 10.
I
did see the whole thing
once, and it made my top 10. It was that good.
I didn't play all the way through was the problem. So I seen it played all the way through with everybody saved. So
yeah, I didn't do that. I had a few people not make it, and then when I thought I was at the end of the game, there's a last moment where someone can die, and of course they did. And I got super pissed off because I had made it so far with so many characters that someone died at the end. I was not happy. But because of that, since it got such emotion out of me, I'm like, this is a good game. Even though I'm pissed off right now, this is a good game.
There was another game kind of like that I played recently. Not recently. It was at least a year ago where there's multiplayer. And you could make decisions, and those decisions affected who lived and died and stuff. I don't remember what it was called, though. I think it was actually by the same people, though.
Oh.
You were on a boat.
Yeah, Man of Medan.
Yeah, that. Was that by the same people?
I don't know. I think it is. I don't want to say yes for certain. But that is a franchise of games. They have a bunch, and there's more coming out, too. Those are underrated.
Yeah, I've only played the one.
You remember that, Lana? The warboat that we had started? She fall asleep?
Warboat. Oh, I do not.
The choose your own
Those
adventure
boat of,
stuff?
like, dead people.
You had watched me play it.
No.
Hmm.
I do not remember this.
Well, when we played it, you were there. Because you asked me who the actors were. Because they were recognizable people. I don't know. But yes, Until Dawn, choose your own adventure. It's basically the best way to describe it. Fantastic horror game. A lot of jump scares. A lot of cool moments. Cool atmosphere. Another one I recommend if you haven't played it. Number 10. Lana.
Is it my turn?
Are you still with us?
I got all screwed up.
Lana, are you still with us?
The timing. Okay. Number 9 is Just Cause 3. I feel like I just talked about Just Cause 2 on one of the lists recently, but
We're losing her.
excuse me.
We're losing her.
I don't know why I love this game. They're just running around blowing things up, but they are a blast and I love them. So yeah.
It's fair.
Just Cause 3.
My number 9 is Resident Evil Remastered. I love the original game. Controllers were bad, but
yeah, tank controls. No bueno.
this was the game that made me want a PlayStation, the original PlayStation. And I had a guy I worked with and went to school with, and he was like, yeah, I'm selling my PlayStation. And I'm like, do you have this game? And he was like, yeah. So I bought the PlayStation, 3 controllers, 2 memory cards, and over 50 games for $200.
Damn.
Yeah, I took all the games I wanted, and then I took the rest of it was Funkoland at the time, I think, and got over $200 worth of credit.
It's basically free then.
Yeah, and bought some other games that I wanted. But yeah, I loved Resident Evil. I still love Resident Evil. I've played it not too long ago on my PlayStation 4, and yeah, it's just a great game, except for the goddamn hunters that can kill you with one hit.
Yeah.
I always hate one hit mechanics.
Yeah, it's cheap because you learn by dying and then you're having to redo things.
Yeah, and if you don't save in that game often, where the hell am I?
The typewriter. Make friends with the typewriter.
Like, where am I? Oh, I'm way back there, huh? All that stuff. Oh, yeah, I'm done for the now. I'm done for today.
That's me. Yep. If I've made progress and I got to start over, nope. I'm done. Not tonight. Moving on.
Plus, your whole gotta conserve ammo in that game. Learn to be friends with the knife.
Yeah, that's one thing that's been lost in the sequels over the years.
Yeah, because if you just wasted ammo, you're screwed later on.
That was one of the critical feedbacks of Village that people had. It felt like a shooter to a lot of people, just because the supplies were so easily obtainable. Which they're not wrong, but like, it's my favorite game this year so far, so I'm not going to say anything bad about it.
Did you just give a spoiler for the year 2021 list?
I might have. We only got three people listening right now, so nobody knows. No, me and then you, Lana. Stop trying to. This isn't Uno. You can't skip me. My number 9 is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. This was one that actually was not sold like a copy, but like pitched to me by our friend Alex, because he had this on his PlayStation 4, and I went over to his place and watched him play some of this, and the thing that really appealed, this is weird, but the thing that appealed to me was the trees and the plants how they reacted to the wind mechanics in the game. I thought that was so innovative because it felt like a living world that you were in. Is that weird? I don't know. I feel like that's a weird thing, but it's little things like that. Sometimes they're such standouts, especially when those are like the technical advances in games. It just felt like a living world, and The Witcher is a rare thing because you said I don't like fantasy stuff, Lana. This one appealed to me for whatever reason. It was a fun game.
Kevin always gets
We all have our glitches.
in games. Look how real the water is. I'm like, dude, you have an obsession with water, but that's something that makes you enjoy the game, you know.
Yeah, I thought it was cool, like the sound of the wind and then the trees moving, and I was like, oh, look at that. This is neat. And I mean, it still gets me today with God, what is the samurai game that came out recently? You've spoken so highly
Ghost
of
of
this.
Tsushima.
Which one?
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes, that one. The world.
Yeah, I'm getting the upgrade for that.
Are
I
you?
just haven't got it yet. I cannot. Well, there's an expansion for it too, so it's not just an upgrade. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't get it because it already loaded like super fast. But yes, it's $20 for just the upgrade, and there's an expansion. But I'm gonna play the whole game again because I loved it,
Yeah,
and I was amazed by the load times on it.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Also killed Avengers for me though, because I went from Ghost of Tsushima to Avengers, and the load time on Avengers was just like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Avengers, their load time is rough. I'm on the same fence though with like you are with Ghosts of the upgrade for Death Stranding because they're doing a director's cut with new content. You could get the full game for PS5 for $50, but I think there's a digital upgrade or something for like $10, and I'm just like.
Did you buy Ghost?
I did,
digitally
yes.
or physically?
I have a physical copy.
Okay, you can still do the digital upgrade, but you have to have the disc at all times. Even like you have to put it in to play it.
Which is fine.
Yeah, I would just so you couldn't like buy the $20 upgrade and then just loan it to your friend and they buy the $20 upgrade.
Oh, I don't loan things because then I don't see them again. So.
Yeah, I was just saying that. That's the reason I understand that, but I buy mine all digitally anyway, so I can't loan it to anybody.
I'm getting more comfortable with digital stuff. Back when DNA started as a channel, I was not supporting digital anything.
Like I said, it makes sense for me and Kevin because then we only have to buy one copy.
Right, in that regard, it's smart. That's why I've started considering it because we have an Xbox upstairs and then we have one downstairs, and then we could both play the game with just one copy instead of buy 2 copies of the game.
Don't get me wrong, Batman. I didn't love the game, but I liked the Avengers game. It's just the load times were just so bad, and like I said, coming from Ghost, which had almost no load times and better graphics, to the Avengers, it's just one of the things that hurt it for me. I completed the original story. I just haven't gone back to it.
Yeah, I've completed the story as well. I haven't done a lot of the other online stuff and the other extra missions for leveling up the characters because it becomes a grind, to be honest, after the story's done. Lana, what are we at? Number 9?
8.
Number 8 for
I think
Lana
so.
now. Yep, I did my number 9. We're at 8 now for Lana.
My number 8 is Fallout 4. I never really got into the Fallout games that much, but I did play this one for a little bit, and I enjoyed what I did play. For some reason, even though it's, something similar-ish to Mass Effect and all of these other games, I just never really got into this whole post-apocalyptic thing. I don't know. But this one was fun. And I did spend a hell of a lot of time watching Travis play it. So
A little bit here and there.
it was important to watch. But yeah.
Never played Fallout.
What? Oh my god.
That's another one you gotta sell me on, huh?
Okay, go on. Who is it? Me? You?
No,
Who is it?
me. For number 8 is God of War 3 Remastered. I love this. This was my favorite God of War game until the newest one. Just getting to kill the gods, and then once you kill one, it just totally screws the whole world over. And I just thought that was hilarious every time I did it. And the brutal way you killed the gods I loved it. Like cutting off Hermes' legs.
The world design for this one was really neat too, because didn't you like it was like almost seamless. There was like no loads between the platforms. Who's the Earth God? What the fuck is her name?
Hera?
No.
Oh no, you mean the Titan.
Yeah. Because you're climbing on her and like the world
Gaia.
shifts. Yes. Gaia. Thank you. I thought that was really neat.
The opening sequence was just great, and then when you kill the water god, I can't think of his name now, but
Aquaman.
yeah, Aquaman. Killing him, and then that just set the whole tone for it.
Lana wouldn't kill him. She'd just go up to him and rip his shirt off. Are you still with us, Lana? What are you doing? Poseidon.
I am still here.
She's thinking about Aquaman now.
She was. She was super quiet about that.
Poseidon.
I'm sorry.
But that Zeus fight at the end, that had me cussing, because you have to sit through his little speech each time he died, and believe me, I died.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only bad side of this was Kratos had some clown shoes when you were jumping. But that was the whole Greek thing. He was awful at jumping. Like, if you didn't time it right, even if you timed it right, it just seemed like he would just be like, and stumble.
There was a sequence that I wanted to, when I played this for the first time on the PS3, there was a sequence that I wanted to break my goddamn controller in half. You had to platform and jump up at a certain point and catch the birds. Do you know what I'm talking about? There's a sequence to go across, and you have to grab onto multiple birds in a row to get to the next platform. Yeah. Kratos kept missing the damn bird over and over and over again. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I went on YouTube and everything to look at this. I'm like, I'm doing that. I'm literally jumping off this platform to the bird, and it's not clinging onto him. I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I beat the game, though. I got through it.
Yeah, this was a really good game, and I loved all the changes and upgrades from like the other two, and the fact that you didn't have to walk on little balance beams in the first one. That was awful in the first one, but I still love the game.
Yeah, they're fun games. They're all like less than 8 hours long. They're short. They're monotonous, but like they're fun games.
Yeah, I went through and beat all of them, even the portable, the handheld ones, because I got the free month or free week of PlayStation Now or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember, it was a month or a week, but yeah, I beat them all right before the new one, the 2018 one, come out, because then it was like, oh, these are going to be connected, and I want to know the whole story. And then
what was it, Ghost of Sparta and Chains of Olympus?
Yeah.
Those were free games on PS Plus at one point, both of them.
Yeah, I have that now. I don't think I had it at the time. But
okay.
And I wanted to play the original 3 also, and they were all on PS Now at the time. I don't know if they still are, because I don't have that.
I don't know. I don't support that service.
It is very, very bad compared to the Microsoft one.
Yeah, Game Pass. Game Pass is far superior in that regard.
I know I'm a PlayStation fanboy, but that Microsoft kills them at that.
Oh, they did.
Easily. Not even close.
Yeah. And their acquisition of Bethesda now, too. Oof. That's huge, man. Huge. 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 Number 8 for me is Batman Arkham Knight. A lot of people didn't like this one. A lot of people crapped on the Batmobile mechanics. I'll be honest, I had fun with it. I thought it was a fantastic game. The characters in it were great. The world and the environments.
I'm surprised it's so low on yours.
You'll understand why as we go on with this list. But I really enjoyed it. Again, Batman's my favorite comic book character, and I had a lot of fun with it. Very minimal complaints, other than I liked City as far as the map design better than Arkham Knight's map. I guess that would be my takeaway as far as a complaint. Lana, what you got for 7?
Number 7 is Prison Architect.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. This was like a Sim City type game, but you built a prison. You were the CEO of the prison, and you could go and do the campaigns where you had to hit some set objectives, or you could just build a sandbox prison and run it however you wanted to. It was one of those addicting games that I love these games. Roller Coaster Tycoon, Zoo Tycoon. You know, apparently I just want to be a CEO of something, whether it's a prison or not. But it was very, very fun to play.
Well, you're the household tycoon.
Yes, sir. I certainly am.
She's not even arguing that. She's just like, yes, facts.
She knows. She knows.
Travis
what's up.
facts on Tuesday.
It's true. Trevor, what you got for 7?
My number 7 is Super Mario Maker. It's just fun to make worlds, try to beat them, and then if you realize you've made an unbeatable thing and you have to go back and fix stuff. And you can download so many. It's like an unlimited game basically because you can just keep downloading other people's stuff, and yeah, it's just a lot of replay value there and hours of fun.
It really
You don't
is.
have to make it a drinking game, but you know,
We did.
some people have.
We did. Yeah. That was an interesting night. We didn't do very well. I mean, I guess we did really well if you counted the fact that we drank a lot in a little amount of time. Important note, too, the server is shut down for the first game, so you can't download anymore.
Yeah, I don't have the original game anymore. I don't remember what I had it on, but yeah, I have 2.
Yeah, still server support for the second one,
Yeah.
but not the first one. My number 7 is Rocket League. This was one of Sony's smart choices by making this a PlayStation Plus title at launch for this game, because I think it would have gotten its support base over time possibly, but you can attribute a lot of the success it had out the gate by making it a PlayStation Plus title, and of course it being a solid game as well. Still to this day, this is a heavily supported game and a heavily active game and a very competitive community game. We have played this on stream. It is infamous for our goal alert from Cody. So you could say it's a vital game for the channel now as far as a memorable game or memorable content that we've put out.
Wasn't it one of the first cross-platform games too?
I believe you're right. Yes, it is one of the first games to be cross-platform, which is.
I actually
big deal.
re-downloaded this today.
Did you really?
Yeah, well, another streamer wanted some people to play with him, so
Oh, right on.
have not played it. But I might be playing that later.
Yeah, because I know.
Maybe.
I know we play. I know MX streams it. Trying to think of who else that we know in the community that does it. Are you referring to him or somebody else completely different?
No, you don't know them at all.
Oh, I see how it is. He's too cool for us, or they're too cool.
I mean, I'll play with you guys sometime. You guys usually had a full group, so I'm just like,
I'm joking.
you guys.
Whoa.
I know.
Whoa,
You ain't
Trevor.
gonna offend me. You ain't gonna offend me. So.
Whoa. It's on. It's on. Wolfpack versus Black and White. It's on. See? I knew we couldn't do this for 2 episodes and get along. Look at us now. Enemies for life. Oh, he said it too sweet for life.
But next time you guys play, if you got an open spot, I mean, I'm shit at the game. I absolutely shit. Like, I was doing the practice earlier, and I was like, this is awful. Well, I'm awful. The game isn't awful. I like the game, but I'm just not good at it.
Yeah, I'm not great either. I did get some of the DLC. I got the Batmobile. I got the Jeep from Jurassic Park. I think I got the DeLorean. I can't remember if I got that. But they were all like 99 cents. And I had credit on Switch from buying games because you get those coins every time you buy a game. You redeem with your Nintendo account. So I used all my coins that I had at that time to get the downloads. I wish that stuff was cross-platform.
I downloaded it on the PS5 today. I mean, I don't know if it carried anything over from the PS4, but the only thing I had like Sweet Tooth was like the only
that's cool.
Skin.
Sweet Tooth. That's cool. But yeah, Rocket League, it's a great experience. It's got a pretty decent soundtrack. The kids say it slaps. I think that's the word they use. Is that still a thing, Lana? You're a TikToker. Do they say slaps?
No, I don't think they say slaps anymore.
Well, MX doesn't, but I don't know if he's really cool or hip.
He says it. I don't know. I try to follow his slang. Yins? Isn't that a thing that's said too? Yins?
I think that's a Pittsburgh thing.
Yeah, thing. Yeah, that's not a generational thing.
Or as Cody calls it, Schittsburg, you know?
Schittsburg.
Or Britsburg.
Britsburg. Yeah. I don't know.
They apparently have a lot of nicknames.
The Steel City? I mean, I don't know. I'm old. I don't follow that stuff anymore. I don't care about trends. I have the same hat from 2007, so like I'm not trying to stay up to.
No, Will or MX said something the other day, and I was like, I don't know what the hell that means, so I'm not going to agree to it.
Right. We're a little bit older than you. We don't know. Good times. What are we on? 7. Lana, is that 6 for you then?
My number 6 is Yoshi's Woolly World. This, again, I love Yoshi. I said it on the last episode about the Yoshi's New World. Everything here is made out of yarn, and instead of throwing eggs, you throw balls of yarn, and it's just super cute. Everything is made of yarn. It's very crap.
Yoshi's a fantastic series of games. Like, I don't think they've put out a bad one. I guess that's a bold statement to make. I'm sure they have, but I can't remember a bad one.
I've had fun with all of them. Oh, excuse me.
We're just boring, Lana. Batman says
You're not
that
boring me.
he's a dirty bird. Is that another slang thing for Pittsburgh? Dirty bird? I don't know.
I think that's the Steelers.
Is that a Steelers thing?
No, that's Falcons. No, that's the Falcons.
Which is in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Geography. Confusion. 6, what do you got?
My number 6 is Mega Man Legacy Collection.
Ooh.
I love the Mega Man games. I love the whole... I got both Legacy collections. I've got, X collections. I have the first one, this one also, the Mega Man Legacy Collection, but I have a Mega Man Legacy Collection X 1 and 2.
Now, Legacy is 1 through 6, right?
Yes. It's the first 6 games. And these games were very hard, like, back then. You know, the bosses were easy if you knew the patterns, like which weapon, after you got the first one, if you knew who to go to next, but the worlds were what you had to fight to get through. Airman, his world was a pain in the ass. They always had one that was really just a pain in the ass to get through, but they were so much fun. And then they had the code, so you could always have those guys beat. But the codes were always like a major grid system. You had to like make a grid and write down where the dots were. So
it's so stupid. Why would you do that? Just
like, give us a number. Give us some words.
The password system is as hard as the game is.
Yeah. But I always really enjoyed the Mega Man series. The first one I ever played was Mega Man 2, actually, because the first one was hard to find. I remember seeing like a copy of it like at you remember Gibraltar Trade Center? Or you didn't live out this way, no?
I was just saying, no. We've been here since 2010.
Yeah, I think it was gone by then. Well, it was just a big flea market, but they had video game stores in there, and there was not stores but stalls, and they had a copy of Mega Man 1, but it was like $100 and some.
Lord. The artwork on those original ones were terrible too. You had a guy with a gun instead of the blaster.
Yeah, but
He doesn't have a gun. Yeah, those are great games. The Legacy Collection also introduced an easy mode that you can turn on to give you, when you got hit, less health points taken away. So it made the game a little bit easier. The platforming, honestly, and the unforgiving spawning of where the enemies are, because on the primitive hardware, if you tried to move a certain spot and then go back, the enemy would respawn even though you had just killed them. So they just keep respawning from that same spot.
That was a lot of those old Nintendo games.
Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was the same way. It was...
You could easily get killed because of it. If your screen went back just a hair and you tried to jump it over to the platform to the guy you just killed, you land on him and get knocked backwards.
Yeah, it was awful. Many nights of frustration and just like questioning your sanity that you're just a terrible video gamer. But let me tell you though, one of the best soundtracks of all games is Mega Man 2. The intro.
Yeah, and then the fact that you had to beat all the bosses again at the end of the game.
The boss rush.
Yeah.
So good.
I mean, if you remembered the pattern, you were cool, but if you're not, you're like, well, this sucks.
Damn you, Dr. Wily.
We didn't have the internet to look it up back then.
Nope. Just Nintendo Power. That's right.
Yep.
I got that magazine. I'm cool.
I got it sometimes, but then other times I just go to the library and check it out. So like a month or two after it had already been out.
Yeah. Those are good magazines. What are we on? 6?
Yep.
All right. My number 6 is Rare Replay. This is a collection of rare games throughout their legacy. The ones that they could re-release and get the rights for, such as like Perfect Dark, Battletoads, Banjo-Kazooie, so many others too. Those are just some of the notable ones. Viva Pinata was in this collection. I'm trying to remember. There was like 30 games in this thing. The notable missing entry, though, was GoldenEye, which is unfortunate because that would have been just a phenomenal centerpiece to that collection. But Rare Replay, honestly, it's such a fun collection of games and such a great value, too. I think it was only like $20 or something when I had bought it. And it's a fantastic bundle. It's now available on Game Pass, of course, but at the time it was not. That's my number 6. Lana, what you got for 5?
Number 5 is Rock Band 4.
Wow, really?
Is that good or bad? I don't know. I guess so.
I mean, it's just high up on the list. It's surprising.
We had fun with this game. We still, every once in a while, will have fun with this game. There was a 3-year hiatus prior to this with no game and nothing new. And it has backwards compatibility, so you can download music from the previous games. There were only 65 songs on the disc, but at launch there was like 1,500 songs available for you to play, which was fun. I don't know. We had fun with this game, I thought.
Are you reading notes?
Yes. Why?
Are you scrolling through your phone?
I mean, I have my notes on a Word document on my phone. Why?
Does I hear like the sound like your finger makes when you're like brushing up on the surface? Like the microphone is picking that up. I just wanted to point that out so no one thinks that you're tooting.
Oh. I mean, I'm also petting the cat, and she's purring really loudly next to the microphone, so it could be that. I don't know.
The story becomes clearer.
Yeah. But no, I thought we had a lot of fun with this game. I mean, we bought songs like a couple of months ago for it, actually.
We did, yeah. For me, it just didn't reinvent the wheel, so I didn't throw it on the, Anyway.
My turn?
Yep.
My number 5 is Mortal Kombat X.
Mortal Kombat.
I always enjoyed Mortal Kombat games. I'm not great at fighting games. I don't have the patience to sit there and learn every little frame like you need to be really good at these, and all the different block techniques and stuff or whatever. I don't even know the terminology. The thing I have a friend that is really into the fighting games. He does competitions, and he's always making comments on like the terminologies that you use, and I'm like, good for you. I don't know what that means, but good for you. But yeah, I just Mortal Kombat has been one of my favorite fighting games for a long time, and this was a very good version of it, or whatever you want to call each new game
The
in the series.
I think this one was a PlayStation Plus game as well, because I have it digitally.
I bought it.
Oh, did you? Okay, because I have it digitally, and not to say I wouldn't have bought this one, but I have it in my collection and I don't remember how. And I didn't buy it, so it had to have been PlayStation Plus, because I do like the Mortal Kombat games. More of my memories, though, are from the first three as opposed to the continued sequels. And then, speaking of friends that are in the circuit of things, we had, gosh, I'm trying to remember what episode, but it was early on in the weekly dosage. We had Brandon on. He does fighting tournaments. He does Street Fighter. I'm trying to remember what else he does, but he's really good at fighting games too.
Yeah. And they've added a lot of characters, and a lot of the big time like horror guys, Jason Voorhees, Predator, Leatherface.
And see, like, that's cool, but like it's so weird too to introduce.
It is
them.
weird. I mean, they added like Arnold Schwarzenegger too.
And see, that's
Terminator. Yeah.
It's weird. It's like when they introduced Solid Snake from Metal Gear into Smash Bros. I was like, this is what? But now with the cast that they have in those games, like, it's fine. But at the time, it seems so weird. What do we got? 5?
Yes.
Yep.
Lana, are you okay? I'm like, damn. Number 5. Cities Skylines. If you know anything about me and my interests, which I say quite a bit because I share quite a bit, excuse me, simulation games are my fancy. I really enjoyed and still enjoy City Skylines. It's a fantastic city builder, city management game. It's slightly different than a SimCity game, but they improve the mechanics and systems in a lot of ways, and I feel like I have better management skills on this over SimCity. And it wasn't always a great game. It had, from my understanding, a rocky start, but it improved over the years. And it's a solid experience now. That's my number 5.
All right, my number 4 is Assassin's Creed Syndicate. This was based in Victorian London, which was pretty fun to run around in, and it introduced the first playable female protagonist named Evie. You could choose which one you wanted to play as your main. You went back and forth. You played both throughout the game, but you could choose which one was your main outside of the times that you had to play one or the other for the story, which was nice. As a female who'd been playing this game for a long time, it was nice to finally be able to play someone who was my gender.
It only took, 7 games?
I think there's more, but yeah. And I'd also, at this point, I'd been to London. So it was another game that was fun to kind of like run around in and see where some of the stuff is versus what it looks like now.
What you got, Trevor, for your number 4?
My number 4 is Rocket League.
Oh.
Like, I wouldn't have bought this game, so like you said, PlayStation giving it away was a good thing for it. Just because I was like, oh, it's soccer, I don't really care about that, or football, to the rest of the world, But yeah, it's really fun. I'm bad at it, but it's just fun to get on there and try to do stuff and then fail at it, but still fun to go around and play.
I was going to say, yeah, it's still a fun game, win or lose. Like it's easy to learn, difficult to perfect.
Yeah, I've seen some like streamers play professionally, or as close as professional as he can be, and I'm like, I don't ever want to face them because it'll just be mercy rule. Like, how the hell are they doing that? I'm like, I'm lucky if I can get the car to go straight.
Do you have the camera fixated on the ball, or do you have it just open camera?
I just have an open camera. I need to be able to turn the camera so I can see where I'm going. So I
Gotcha. I play with it fixated on the ball. I don't know if there's a benefit to either or, but it's just how I've learned to play it.
whatever works for you.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's why they give you the option. So, my number 4 is Lego Jurassic World, because yes and yes, the questions are Lego and Jurassic World. That's really it. It's through the first 4 films, and the sound bites and the changes to make it kid friendly to a lot of the more graphic or scary, if you will, sequences is quite amusing. And then they utilize dialogue, voice acting, cut from the film itself. And of course, that soundtrack slaps. No. Okay, no,
Oh my god.
No. Okay, no. I take that back. But the soundtrack's
I was trying to be hip.
I didn't see. That's what I get. Trying to be hip. I'm going to break a hip. Moving on. That was my number 4. Amazing Lego game. Possibly the best Lego game until the new Star Wars game comes out next year. The Lego Star Wars, that is.
All right, my number 3 is Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh God,
We,
I didn't even put that on my honorary mention. How'd I miss that?
I don't know, but that's embarrassing for you.
Oh.
We had a lot of fun with this game too. It doesn't have couch co-op, which sucks. But I don't 100% suck at it, and it's kind of fun when you get good enough that you can play like the high level characters, like Yoda or Luke Skywalker. But I like it because it's like an objective based type shooter, which I prefer to just running around with no objective.
Well, the objective is to kill the other people.
Well, I mean, yes, but I'm not good at that all the time. So the actual objectives are more fun. But this game was fun. I had fun with this.
Damn it, I'm mad I missed that now. Yes, because that is a good game. The environments, the visuals, they use the EA's engine. What the hell is that called? Frostbite. They use it obviously for the Battlefield games as well. Those are visually amazing environments for what they've done. I'm very excited for the next game by them being was it 2043? I think is the next release. Not the year that the game is called that. Anyways, confusion. Moving on. Trevor.
All right. My top 3 I struggled with. So all these are pretty much could be number 1, but this is just the order I put them in for now. Number 3 is Uncharted: The Nathan Drake Collection.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't play them originally. I didn't play them until this came out, but I played them all in a row, and I played them like within like a 3-week period. I think I just beat all of them, and they were great. If you haven't played them, definitely pick this up and play all 3 of them.
It is. These were all available on the PS Plus as well. There's a lot of that tonight. Talk about some great games. Here's the thing. Game Pass wins. PlayStation Plus destroys games with gold. Hands down.
Sometimes they have some stinkers, but
They both do, yes. But if you were to compare the overall, almost all the top games for PlayStation have been given away on PlayStation Plus at some point.
I I know I'm fanboy here, but it's just because they have so many much better exclusives.
It's setting them up
I
for you.
know.
Here's a home run. Here, I'm giving you a home run, Trevor.
Yes, that is the only reason that the PlayStation Plus has that, is so much ahead of games with gold. I know God of War and Spider-Man both have been PlayStation Plus, right? I paid for both of them, so
Spider-Man, I don't believe so because it's not. I don't believe so. I think anything directly under PlayStation Studios has been. I don't believe Spider-Man has yet. I could be wrong. At launch of the PS5, they gave away a handful too for being. I think it was like 20 games or something for adopters.
Yeah, I don't remember what those were, but I think I had most of them already. So
I think Spider-Man was not just because of the re-release recently with the Miles Morales. I think that's why they refrained from doing that.
But yes, the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection is very much worth it if you didn't get it free. But if it got it free, it's even, a bigger plus. Free is always good. But all three games are amazing. The fourth game is also really good and amazing. Definitely play those if you have a PlayStation 4 and like that type of game.
I agree 100%. The reason that I was so excited to get a PlayStation 3 was for Metal Gear Solid 4, Little Big Planet, and the Uncharted games. That's what drew me away from my 360 at that time. So yes, hands down, Uncharted, fantastic games. My number 3 is Super Mario Maker. You established a lot of the stuff. You guys talked about that already. I can't give it enough credit. It's Mario. You get to make your own Mario game. It has infinite replayability. Again, I'm reiterating what was said, but these are facts. This is the truth, and that's what makes the experience so fun. If you like Mario, you're gonna like this game. Who hated this game? I don't know anyone that did. I'm sure there were negative reviews out there because the internet. But it's a difficult game to hate. The only critical feedback could be just adding more tools, or they didn't include Mario 2 into consideration as far as like a layout option, or they missed another favorite thing from a Mario franchise. Those are the little critiques you could pick out, but
Small things.
yeah, it's not a deal.
There's always something you can nitpick on any game.
Exactly, but no, Super Mario Maker is fantastic. Fantastic. That's my number 3.
I don't remember. Is Mario 2 available in Maker 2?
There are aspects of it, but not the core design of it, from my knowledge. It might be now
It got
an
a lot
update,
of hate anyway.
which I don't understand.
it.
That's one of
I
my
liked
favorite
that.
Marios.
I wouldn't put it as one of my favorite. Mario 3 is probably my favorite, but I did like it.
Well, I think a lot of people hated it because it wasn't a proper sequel. If you know the backstory, it's a rip-off of Doki Doki Panic.
Yeah, and they just slapped it because they thought what became the Lost Levels was too hard for our Americans.
They're not wrong. Have you played that game?
Yeah, I beat it. It was hard, but it was great. I played it on the Mario All-Stars.
Yep.
Which was great.
Which was the first time we ever got that here in the West, was in that bundle.
Yes.
But yeah, damn difficult game, Lost Levels. But yeah, that's the brief story.
The original Mario game was a little difficult too.
Oh, hell yeah, it was. There were certain levels that were nearly unbeatable. Some of those jumps that you have to land on the one square in those gaps.
Yep.
And then the luck-based system in World 8 and some... Oh, no, that's Mario 3. Yeah, it's not easy. And then the pathway, too, in the Bowser's Castle at the end of Koopa, at the end of 8, where you had to figure out the pattern.
Yep.
Or you'd run out of time. But yeah, great stuff. Mario, one of the best franchises of all time.
Yeah, for me, I think Zelda beats it out, but I would put it at solid number 2 for me.
My favorite game is a Zelda game, but I think I would lean towards Mario being the best consistent franchise. Lana, what you got for number 2?
My number 2 is Lego Jurassic World.
Do.
I've already talked about. I love to. I think you mentioned no one dies; they just get hurt, they escape, or they miraculously survive instead. And I love the huge like home base area that you kind of run around in before you hit the levels. I thought it was. I think this is one of the ones that really first ones that introduced that, or it's one of the newest iterations where they have that versus you just going into every level or whatever. It was fun.
Good game. Good job. Good job. What you got for number 2?
My number 2 is Batman Arkham Knight.
Oh.
And I love the fighting style. I love gliding around as Batman. The story was good. And I had a lot of fun with it. And yeah.
I'm sad that they're done with the Batman games for now. What are they? They're working on, what was it? Not Suicide. Was it Suicide Squad game? Are they the ones doing the next Suicide Squad?
I'm not sure. They're making the I can't remember that game. It's a multiplayer game. We play as Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, or Batwoman.
This is Rocksteady, right?
Yeah, it's like our Gotham Knights, I think. Yeah, that's Gotham Knights, the new game. I don't know if that is Rocksteady or not.
Trying to remember. We all have the internet in front
I'm
of us.
looking it up.
I was say we all have the internet. Gotham Knights is Batman. Who's doing the Suicide Squad game then? Because I thought it was them.
It's WB Games Montreal.
So WB Games is the one that did Arkham Origins. They're doing Gotham Knights? That's the team that did Arkham Origins, which is actually a great game, but everyone crapped on it because it wasn't considered as good as the other Arkham games.
Rocksteady is doing Suicide Squad.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Which looked hilarious. Have you seen the trailer for it?
Yeah, I have. That was where they're on top of the building and Superman shows up.
In the Captain Boomerang hits him in the head.
Yeah. But I mean, obviously a teaser trailer,
else.
we don't have much other than that, but I think it's going to be a really fun game if it continues with their style that they've introduced on the Arkham games.
Yeah, and it's not until next year.
Yeah.
The earliest, which will probably get pushed back.
I was going to say, I don't see that being next year, especially with no updates and everything happening in the world. Same with Gotham Knights. I don't see that. Like Gotham, I have faith that Gotham Knights would be great too, because again, the team that did Arkham Origins, that was a fantastic game.
Gotham Knights, the only criticism I think is I have so far from what I've seen is that they have 4 characters, but it's only going to be 2-player.
Interesting approach.
I'm like, why can't we all have 4 people play? That would be great, you know?
Yeah, that's weird.
Could do that as a community night. I mean, you could still do it with 2 people, but
it's not the same.
you have the streamer and one other person.
Yeah. I wonder if that'll be a thing they change. I don't design games, so I don't know how significant that is. Batman says they're big into Nightwing, so they're going to love Gotham Knights. Yeah, like I said, I have no doubts. I think it'll probably be a good game. What do we got? My number 2?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
This will come as no surprise. Maybe it will. My number 2 is Halo 5 Guardians. While my
honorable mention.
my biggest critique to this game is the story was not great. Everything else about the game was. It has the best multiplayer experience in the franchise to date. The gameplay mechanics, the shooting, the speed of the game, everything about it is fun. And I'm sad after playing the tech demo of Infinite that they got rid of the booster or the thruster pack to dodge away from things. Because I was trying to do that while playing the tech demo for Infinite, and it is not a thing in that demo. And it probably is not a thing in the game. And once you've learned how to do that, to dodge grenades and dodge gunfire, to have that taken away from you is going to be rough. And it was rough. I was getting destroyed by bots in a tech demo. Bots that teabagged, by the way. What's up with that? But yes, Halo 5 Guardians, didn't love the story. But I get the significance of why they did what they did. And like Lana said, they took away co-op on the same console when her and I had played the entire franchise together up to this point. We could play it still, we just had to be in different rooms.
And have two systems.
Which we do have, so. But
yeah.
I'm surprised Lana isn't rejoicing that, having me away from her for a little while.
Never.
Yeah, say that on air. Holy, dropping bombs, making their presence known.
Yowie wowie!
Yowie wowie indeed. 2,000-bit donation from Cody King. Thank you. Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hooray.
Thanks, man.
Cody just wants to book another pay-per-view.
I think so. He would be booking the Halloween one. Not on Halloween, but the few days before Halloween. He's already doing Fall Brawl at the end of this month. Just making sure that black and white dominates, I guess. But thank you. They get you 20 more entries. You know, in all honesty, I think he wants that damn console. He's ready for a Series X. I'm ready for him to have one.
Just
What do
have
we
to find it.
You know, in all honesty, the Xboxes are slightly easier to find than the PlayStations are. I see them
Hi, Cody.
going available more often than the PlayStations do. Hi, Cody.
We're at number 1 for Lana.
We are at number 1. You're just in time to hear our number 1 picks for 2015 as we close out the shows tonight. Drum roll for Lana.
Can you guess what it is?
The Sims 17.
Good guess. The Elder Scrolls Online.
Boo.
What do you mean, boo?
I'm sorry, I don't love it.
Who on you? Ew, God.
She said ew.
Yeah, you are, in the beginning, you have been sacrificed to Molag Bal, and you have to get your soul back. That's the point of the game. You basically run around Tamriel and do a whole bunch of missions. It is super de-duper fun, and I still play it today.
She said super de-duper. I'm going to guess Trevor's.
What's it?
I'm going to go with The Witcher for you.
No, it's Halo 5.
What?
I'm just kidding. It is The Witcher 3.
Oh,
Wow.
look at that. I know Trevor better than I know my wife.
I put hours into this game. Lots of hours. I don't think I beat all the DLCs, and I need to do that, but I did beat the main game and at least one of the DLCs, and I was doing all the side quests and all the crap you can do in that game. And it's like Skyrim. There's hundreds of hours in the game you can do, and maybe it's not as big as Skyrim, okay, but it's up there.
It's close. It's close. Let me ask
And this
you.
was the first Witcher game I played.
And you know, all transparency, that's the first one I played too. I went back and played 2 and didn't enjoy it because 3 was better. But it's the first one I played. Did you admire the wind and the trees blowing?
I enjoyed the effect. You know, I like little touches in games like that, and you can also see wind-like stuff in Ghost of Tsushima. You just because you got the petals flying everywhere. So
Yep.
yeah, wind effects are really cool in games. But yeah, this was just one of those games you can just spend hours and hours and hours on and still not complete everything.
Are you a master of Gwent?
No, didn't do a lot of.
I didn't either. They had their own downloadable game too afterwards of just Gwent that you could play.
I get so mad at games like that, like little card games and stuff in there. Like, what was it? Final Fantasy X, I want to say, or 9. One of those two that had a card game, and it starts off so easy at first, and then by the end, it's like I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just gonna throw this card down there.
Yeah, I think 9 had one, and I think 10 you also collected them from the different Blitzball players.
Yeah, and 14, the MMO one, they have a card game that I have never touched.
That's the only Final Fantasy I've never played, by the way.
You can play the level 50 for free right now. I mean, I think it's just all the time thing now if you wanted to.
Nah, because then I'll want to keep going, and I don't want to spend money on it. So
Yeah, it's a fun game, but if you're not into the Final Fantasy or the MMO stuff, then it's not probably for you.
It's the time.
Cross-platform, though.
It's the time thing, really. It wouldn't be worth the investment.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you can play for free.
Yeah.
Get the 50 on the character. You can have all the classes on one character too.
Maybe I'll hop on one of these days. Maybe.
Really cool for an MMO. The only thing you can't do some things on a free account. You can't actually message people, I don't think, unless they're your friend, and you can't join the alliance guild. I forget. It's every game is different. You know, oh, it's an alliance in this. Oh, it's a guild in this. Oh, it's a free company in that. Actually, is what it's called. Like, can we just one name for the group of people you're with?
Well, you can if it's trademarked. That way, they have their own thing. I think the classes where you can be any class was a thing that was introduced in Final Fantasy 13 as well, minus obviously the creation of that stuff in 3 or 4 with the jobs. But in 13, after so many hours into the game, you break away from what your character is designed to be, and then you can start leveling certain aspects and then mold the character into something else. But at that point, it's like 20 plus hours in. You've already spent so much time leveling as a specific character type that the character is. It sucks to try to navigate away from that to try to make them something that they're potentially not designed to be, even though you can.
Oh, with 14, you just completely you go back to level 1, but you got your character, and you can just easily switch between your classes. Even like the crafting system is a completely level-based thing. You switch to that. You're not in one of your like damaging class or healing class, whatever. You just are a miner, but they have ways so you can just walk around without getting attacked.
One of these days, I will try it out. That way I can say, once again, I've played every Final Fantasy. I don't know how soon.
Play the remake of 7?
I do. I have the remake on PS5.
I love that game.
Lana actually got
I haven't
that for
bought
me.
the second one, but I need to.
The Intragrade?
Yeah, because I loved Final Fantasy VII original, and I loved the remake, even though I was like, not turn-based.
Yeah, but it works. It works
fun.
so well.
It does. It's fun, and having the computer control the other guys, but you can still make them do something. Yeah,
it was a smart system. I'm excited for what they do with the rest of the story. Lana, on his number 1 pick, have you played The Witcher yet? I've said you should a million times.
I think I started The Witcher 3, and I might have played it for like an hour or 2, but I don't think I've touched it since then.
Just not your thing, or just?
No, it was. I just didn't have time for it when I started it. I think I started it around the time that Atticus was like really starting to move around, I guess, or 2015 would have been close to when he was born. So
yeah, it was the year he was born.
Yeah, I just don't think I had the time. I'd be interested in going back to play it, but I just haven't.
It's on the Switch. We have it on the Switch. So it's not the best experience on the Switch, but it's playable.
You probably have it on PlayStation as well, since it was a free game.
We do, yep. And we have it on Xbox because it was on Game Pass. So we have multiple ways.
Well, if it's on Xbox, I could always play it up here, yeah.
Which, you mentioning the year Atticus was born, yes, he was born in November of 2015, which segues me to my number one game. Can anyone guess? It came out the week he was born.
Oh, yeah. I remember talking about it. You were going to be off work for 2 weeks, and I was like, yeah, you're not playing video games. But I don't remember what it was.
I did play video games.
Yeah, you did. But I don't remember what the game was. No.
Trevor, any guesses?
Oh, it's Fallout 4. I mean, it's Fallout 4.
Oh, yep. My number one is Fallout 4, indeed. Absolutely loved this game. Still love this game. Mechanics are still, not the best. It's not as fluid as a shooter, but you do have the VAT system in it for your targeting and stuff. I love post-apocalyptic stuff. I loved Fallout 3. So Fallout 4 I felt was going to be a no-brainer for me to enjoy, and I loved it. I love the setting that it's in. The expansion packs were great. The storytelling, the world building, the exploration, the bases that you first got, which they expanded upon in Fallout 76, which is a much-to-be-desired game. I've heard it's been improved, but, it gave me a bad taste. But Fallout 4, fantastic game. Loved it, and I'm excited for the future of the franchise. I hope they do something, big for their next installment. But Fallout 4 is possibly my favorite in the series, and I did sink a bunch of time. It came out 2 days before Atticus was born, and we spent, 3, 4, 5 days in the hospital? I'm trying to remember. It was a Wednesday, Wednesday through a Sunday? Wednesday through Saturday. We were back Saturday night, right? Did I lose you?
What happened?
Did I lose you guys? Did you not hear me at all?
I heard you.
Lana,
I didn't hear. Like you cut out a little bit, so I didn't hear everything that you said. Sorry.
Oh, I said the game came out a couple days before Atticus. We went to the hospital, Wednesday, and got back Saturday?
Yes, I believe so.
So I got the game. I started it and played a little bit of it, and then both of us were working up until the day we went to the hospital. So, I didn't get to do, a late-night session with the game when I first got it because I had to go to work. And then we had to go to the hospital. So, obviously very exciting for son. But at the same time, it's man, I still have 2 weeks ahead of me on this, time off of work to help out, obviously, with the baby, but then also get lost in this world. So I'm eager to get him home happy, healthy, and safe. But at the same time, I'm also eager to get him home to play some more Fallout. I put a lot of hours.
With you holding the baby while you got the controller in your hand, and you're just
Well, that's the thing. There was not much. We didn't know. It was our first kid. There was not much for me to do other than help get her things that she needed because she was pretty much bedridden and couldn't be mobile. So I was doing laundry. I was taking care of food, laundry, all that kind of stuff. But that stuff is busy work for a short period of time. And then you're just not doing much because a newborn sleeps the vast majority of the time. Or when it's needed, it needs a diaper change, which is quick, or a feeding, which she was doing. So, I was just kind of there as a support team member for her to get things that she needed. And then I played video games for 2 weeks. So, it wasn't a bad deal. Having a kid as a man's not that bad a deal. Lana, on the other hand. You okay? You still with us?
I'm here. I'm just ready to go to bed. Not gonna lie. It is almost 11 o'clock. I am tired.
We're slowly losing her. But that is my number one pick, though, for 2015. We've shared a lot of exciting stories, a lot of fun moments. Any other memories from 2015 that you guys want to share?
My son was born.
He was.
I've met that son.
You have. You also scared him that one time, you and your brother. I don't think he realized you were as tall as you were when you stood up.
Met the other son, just not since he is mobile or can
Yeah.
recognize people.
Yeah.
It's
It's been a
this
while.
damn pandemic. We haven't been able to have people over in quite a while. Soon.
Hopefully.
Well, I mean, we're all vaccinated, so maybe the Christmas special this year we can plan something safely.
Cody can drive here.
That's a long drive for like a 2-hour show.
We'll make it a long show then.
All right, 3-hour show, 12-hour drive. We'll figure something out. We got time to plan. It's September here in 2021. We got a few months. Who knows what the world will be like in a few months.
Cody, if you agree to that, say nothing in chat.
Oh, he said nothing.
Good man.
Nothing from nothing means nothing. But you gotta have something. Ladies and gentlemen, though, I want to thank everyone for listening, watching, whatever you've done. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let the people know we exist. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. We have a Discord. Thunder, thank you. You're a good listener. He's a good show to us. You're the best, Thunder.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. I know it's not the most fun thing for some to listen to. I don't know. Some people might like listening to our lists. Personally, I enjoy making lists, so this is fun for me. Hopefully somebody gets appreciation out of the work that we do, putting these things together. Each episode for me, for prep, takes about 2 hours. So it's compiling the artwork and then sifting through and deciding the list. So it's a little bit of prep work. Not too terribly bad, but, to me, it's worth it. It's fun to have these and look back at them. Time for bed for Batman, 3:45 there. Man, yeah, you get to bed. We need to get Lana to bed too, so we're gonna digress.
These years weren't bad for me. The first time I was on here, it was like I did not play anything.
Yes, some years were more difficult than others. These were pretty straightforward, and I think they'll they'll continue to be for the last few years we have left. This will become an annual show, obviously, or as we're running out of years. Next week we'll be doing the next 2 years, so 2016, 2017. And then as we head into October, we'll do 18, 19, and then we'll have one last one for 20. This year's Christmas episode will include 2021, so this year's. There's conversation that we might be segueing into the music and movies side of things, so making top 10 lists of top 10 albums from 2000 and top 10 movies from 2000, and then going on each year, again, up to current. As the original All the Good Culture series was all of these things combined that we just kind of pointed out and talked about significant things that came out in those years. We also talked about comic books, we talked about wrestling, and other things that were significant in those years in pop culture. So now this is just a more expanded, elaborate version of the original concept from the 90s that we started all those episodes ago. But anyways, thank you all for hanging out. Lana, if you're still awake, thank you for being with us. Trevor, thank you for being with us. Of course, catch Trevor and Cody on the Nerds of Wrestling podcast. Do yourself a favor if you like wrestling. Give them a listen. Chat with them. Let them know your thoughts. It's exciting time. As Cody put it, it's fun again. And check them out to hear why they think that, as a lot of things is happening in the world of wrestling right now. And at NAW, it is another one out there that's doing big things.
Yes.
They're finally getting on NAW's level, is what I'm being told. About time, people. About time. But for real, though, thank you all for joining. This has been episode 130 of The Dosage, the year 2015 in gaming. So until next time, everybody, take care and good night.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.